Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, konnichiwa, konbanwa, ohayo gozaimasu, fellow gamers. Welcome, my name is Ian, GamerDad1, and with me is Marv, GamerDad2. This is the
Hello.
Two GamerDads podcast, episode 6. A time where we
Alright.
talk with very special guests. We have a very special guest today. Usually the friends that we want to talk to the most and discuss everything under the sun, whether it's video games, making bold predictions, basically anything that we find interesting and enjoyable. And we hope that you enjoy this as much as we enjoy making it. Today, we have a guest that has been talked about every single episode, usually for very positive things.
Don't go and listen to the
Today we have
old episodes.
he has an amazing name because it's the same as mine. Let's introduce Ian Kwan. Hi Ian.
Right.
Hello. Thanks for having me today. Nice to be on the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Finally.
To avoid confusion, let's call him because we both have the name Ian, right? So usually what happens in our group is that we just call each other by our last names.
Yep.
Very US military style. So we'll just call Kwan and Shu just to make it simpler. All right. Okay. So hi Kwan, tell us who you are. Tell us a bit about yourself.
So I think I'm probably the oldest among our friends, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and you know that I'm Kwan.
Lam's older than you.
Lam is older than me. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I work as a educator, so I have a certain nurturing disposition, I suppose. But yeah, let's find out more about me throughout the podcast.
And you are also related to Marv, right?
Yes, Marvin is my younger cousin.
By
Not by
year.
much.
By
Not
year.
by much. Not by much.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we'll talk more about it later. But
Yep, sure.
so just in case, for the listeners who have listened in like for the past five, this is six podcast, right? We all know that I have a question for Kwan, and you can go ahead and check this right now. So Kwan has a reputation, for those of you who don't know, who has a reputation of not finishing games. So like for example, he'll buy a game and then play it for a little bit. Sometimes it's off, sometimes it's a lot, but sometimes it's not fully. So I wanted to ask Kwan, based on your current Steam library,
Yep.
how much of your Steam library do you reckon that you have? Okay, so I think completing the percentage would be very low, right? But let's say if you take like okay, let's start like Tales of Arise, you didn't complete, but you
Nope.
finished, I would say like 60% of the game, roughly 60 to 70%. So like out of your whole Steam library, how much do you think you have completed it?
I think what we can do, right, is try and think about like how many hours. Like the moment I can leave a Steam review, it means that that's a decent game.
Wait, how many hours can you leave us?
I think it's about 4 hours before you cannot refund, right?
Ooh.
2 hours.
Yeah,
2
No, it's
hours.
2 hours.
2 hours only.
Before you cannot refund is 2 hours.
But
But
is that how long you need for Steam?
But the review is about 4 hours, is it? How long is the review?
Let's do 4 hours.
Let's do 4
another
hours.
two.
Okay, so I think the number of games that I played beyond 4 hours, percentage of my Steam library, huh?
Okay, wait. Before you go, right, I'm gonna bet. My friend bet. Let's bet. We're gonna bet another McSpicy. I still owe you McSpicy, but it's permanent, so you can always buy.
Okay, you can go first. You can go first.
In the Steam library, that means so that means like if he has 200 games in his library and he has like 10 games that he has finished more than 4 hours, that's 5%, lah, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I say it's just like the price is right. I say I'm gonna be very specific. I'm gonna say 7%.
As in you say 7% that he has finished.
I gotta go. I said okay. I'm gonna say 8%. 8% that he has more than 4 hours in.
Okay, wait.
You think it's more?
Okay, to be fair, why don't we ask him how many games he has?
Oh yeah. Okay, that's true. That's true.
I have a total of 172 games.
Oh, so that's pretty. Oh wait. Okay, then maybe it's more. This may be small. Because let me see. 172. Oh, sorry. So that's 17. 17 games is 10%.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I think he definitely has more than 7.
More than 4 hours, lah, right?
Yeah. Oh, he definitely has more than 17 then. I'm gonna say 11%. All right, I'll say 11%. Thanks for letting me go first.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll say 15%.
Oh wow, he has such faith in you. He has such faith in you, Kwan.
So if you don't know, you can actually sort your games by your library, right? By the number of
Yeah.
hours played. If you know,
Yes.
I didn't know. I learned it today. So
Yeah.
the top over 100 hours, I have 3 games.
All right.
Destiny 2.
Wait,
Destiny 2.
hold on,
Yeah.
Hold on. Ian, you said 11%, right?
Yeah.
So 172 times
It's about
0.11.
19 games.
19, like
18 to 19 games.
18.92. Okay. So
Yeah.
I say 15%. So that's
It's like
25.
27. 25.
26,
Okay.
yeah. 25, 26. Okay,
Okay.
go ahead. So Destiny 2,
Okay.
for sure.
You want to guess the top 3 games over
I mean,
100
it's
hours?
not
Over
that hard,
100.
right? Over 100 hours.
Yeah.
Have you crossed the
Uh,
100 for New World? I don't think so, right?
no. It's not even on Steam, right?
It's not on Steam?
Oh,
It
it
is
is
on
on
Steam.
Steam. It is
It's
on,
on
it is,
Steam.
it is, it is on Steam.
Yeah.
It is on Steam.
Two of these
that's-
games we have played together quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah. What's the other game we play on? It's not.
Okay, never mind.
Wow.
Wait,
Let me
wait,
tell
we
you
gotta
the
get
three
this.
The 3 games are Destiny, The Division, and
Ah,
Outriders.
oh wow.
Outriders. You
100
have
hours,
how
yeah.
many hours do you have on Outriders?
100.
I have 120 hours.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Okay, wait,
Oh, I
how
need
do
to
you sort?
revise
How do
my.
you sort?
Sort by hours.
Search by type, is it? Or sort by
Search by plate.
search.
Search by
Man,
plate.
Marv is just gonna flex on us.
Yeah, Muff is gonna be like
Although is
like
that
1,000 hours.
really a good thing?
Search by plate.
Yep.
Then how to sort by hours?
Then you sort by hours, plate.
Is,
You can
is there
sort
an
by. You
option?
can click it. Yeah, on the right. When you go to your library,
Oh, why do I not see
There
it?
is. I also don't see it, so.
search results. Okay, so when you go to on the search results bar,
Mhm.
there's those filters, right? You can click play
yeah,
state.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it play. Oh, okay. Play state
Yeah,
is
yeah.
played,
Yep.
Okay, please stay
and
plate.
then
Then under games, sort by, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
If
see
you
a
click
buy.
it, you can see hours played. Yeah.
I don't see a buy. Leh.
Sort by.
There's a sort by.
Mine says sort by
So,
recent activity.
by the
only.
way, our listeners will apologize as we go through this. We really want to know.
Super dead moment where
Yeah, we're like,
This is
how
a
do I?
totally
There's sort by
boomer
recent
moment.
activity, lah. But
Let me
yeah.
check. Let me
Okay.
check. Google.
Anyway, Marv, your top 3 is so easy, right? You probably don't need. By the way, the Division 2 is like a little bit lame because I thought you would be using the Ubisoft launcher. Did we play Division on Steam?
I think I did. You might not have. You might have played it on.
I don't.
The,
Yeah, I don't have
Ubisoft
Division
launcher.
on Steam.
Yeah, I
If
don't
not,
have
it
it.
confirm
Okay,
will
wait.
be,
Anyway,
yeah.
so let's continue. If not, we're gonna end this podcast at like 12. So while Marv is trying to figure out how to sort by hours,
Yep.
Kwan, can you tell us the answer? How many games do you have? What
Okay.
is the percentage?
So it's over 100 hours. I have 3. Over
Mhm.
60 hours, I have 2. And you'll be surprised that New World is on this second tier of over 60 hours.
Are you kidding me? It just came out.
Yep. Over
Okay.
40 hours, I have 3. So that makes a total of 8. Over 20
Okay.
hours, I have 6. Oh, wait, 7. 15.
Ooh.
15 plus another
Ooh.
5 over 10 hours.
Oh,
20.
okay.
I
I
win.
lost it.
I win.
Oh, yeah. I should have
Yeah.
gone higher. And then, of course that goes for a lot more. Like it's probably gonna keep adding. Good job.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does it?
okay.
It doesn't count. He could have just been idle.
The
Though.
other way around, right?
He could have just been like sitting in the main menu and then went to the toilet or something.
That's true.
and then
That's
came-
true. That's true.
But no, it counts. Wow. Okay, we need to revisit. I need to revisit my impression of Kwan now. All right. Anyway, next one we're going to talk about is I don't think many people. This wasn't big on many people's radar, but news this week was that the TGS 2021, which is a totally online show, Tokyo Game Show. So it's kind of like E3 or the other big like Microsoft conferences, whatever. But this one is specifically for Japanese games. So big Japanese companies like Capcom. Usually the biggest the company is Square Enix. So Square Enix will show like different parts of their lineup for the year or that's coming up. So this happened end of September, ended on the 3rd of October. And so I'm going to go through. Did you guys watch it? No, right? Not really.
No,
No,
but
right?
I went to look at the, like
The
who won
like
and all that.
recap. Yeah. So let me just go through some of the headline titles and tell me how interested you are or excited you are or like totally zero interest. Okay. So the first game that was mentioned is a Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy Origin, which is and it's called the name of the game is called Stranger of Paradise. All right. I don't know whether you remember this, but they came out with a trailer with this, I think 2 months ago, and it was the one with all the chaos. Do you guys know this? No? Does
Nope.
it ring a bell? So it was funny because that trailer had like it was only 2 minutes, but they said chaos like 14 times. So it became known as the chaos trailer. But basically it is a Dark Souls Final Fantasy. So
Okay.
it is like a Dark Souls type of game, but set in a Final Fantasy world. And made obviously by Square Enix. Okay. So honest, how are you guys even remotely interested in it? No? Not really? You guys don't really play Souls?
I think you are the only Souls fan here, true.
Yeah. So okay, that's not interesting at all. The next game that I thought was interesting is called Arise of Awakener. And what the hell, Japanese producers? Can you please stop coming with this? What is Arise of Awakener? But anyway, it's quite cool. I think this is a game that Kwan will look at and go, ooh, shiny, and then want to play it.
And
Because
then,
it has a lot of particle effects. It's like a dragon's. None of you have played Dragon's Dogma, right?
no.
No, it's a Capcom game. So it's very similar to Dragon's Dogma, but like with nicer graphics. So it's very
I watched
nice.
the anime though, the Dragon Dogma.
I watched. Oh, okay. A little bit different, but yeah. Okay, so you guys, Kwan, I recommend you check out that trailer,
Okay,
and then
I will.
yeah. So some moving on to some things that I think you guys will know. Next one is FF7 game, but Marv, I'm sorry, it is not FF7 remake part
Oh,
2.
I know. It's
It
the
is
Battle Royale shit, right?
FF's. Yeah, Battle Royale shit.
Oh, mobile as well, right? You were saying?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a mobile battle royale that is called FF7 The First
The
Soldier.
First Soldier, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
okay, obviously I know about it. And I'm not excited about it at all. What I'm excited about is that they did say that there will be another game that will have characters that are involved in the First Soldier, like the whole storyline, but they are not in First Soldier. So it'll be around that era, that time, and it's supposed to be
oh,
like,
but it's a
I think
different
like,
game.
yeah, it's like 20 years before FF7 or something, when they were experimenting with
Genova
creating
cells,
the
is it?
soldier and all that. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's what I'm interested in. Yeah.
Is it like a very is it supposed to be made in the same engine or they never say anything
They
about
didn't
it?
really say anything, but they did say that it will follow three characters from the FF7 universe around that time. So, 20 years ago when Soldiers first created, three characters, who else can it be, right? Sephiroth, NGL, and Genesis. I don't know if you guys played Crisis
Yeah.
Core.
Crisis Core.
Yeah, but
No, Zack was so young then. It won't
probably
follow
not Zack,
Zack.
because Zack is same age as Cloud. But it would be
Cloud.
like Sephiroth when he was a teenager. Something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sephiroth. How many of how have you guys even played? Okay, I've never played. I have played Battle Royale, but how many of you have played Battle Royales?
Wait, Apex.
Apex is Apex a Battle Royale? It is it?
Yeah,
Eh?
it's
Oh,
a
it
think
is,
shooter,
so.
is
right?
it?
The shooter battle royale. Yeah.
I don't
Because
know. Never
I
played.
I know it's big now. Like it's not big now. It's big like 2 years ago. But I totally don't get the allure of a Battle Royale.
King of the Hill, right? Fun what? Last one standing.
Really? I played Fortnite like recently. I think like 6 months ago. Because I was like, what's the hullabaloo about, right? About Fortnite. Because it's literally the most played game in the world right now. But I don't know. I played it and I won all the games that I played. Right? Not
You're
not
probably
to
playing
not
with
to but
bots.
Yeah, they
you
might
think
feast you
so?
in with bots. Yep.
Yeah.
No wonder they were so easy to kill. I thought I was very good, but I just turned out that I was killing computer control
Ego
heroes.
boost.
Sorry to burst
Anyways.
your bubble.
Yeah, but I actually I went to go YouTube. I was like, okay, what does a competitive Fortnite battle royale game look like, right? And it's crazy, like they're just like there's like a matter of like building your like you spin your mouse and then you build your like in like a matter of 1 second you can like defend yourself
Yep.
by building. So it's not just a very typical like, oh, I need to just kill someone. There's like a matter of like how do you build your fortress, and they like stack each other. They like stack to climb or something like that.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, wow. But okay, anyway, so no one's interested in FF7 The First Soldier. It's good.
Not me,
I'm not interested in
definitely.
it. Kwan, you're definitely not interested in that, right? Do you even play mobile games?
No, I don't.
Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that because we want to ask you about your experience as a teacher. But number 4, I'm excited about, which is Monster Hunter Rise on PC. Woo!
Yes, you can pre-order now on Steam.
Then
I'm
you
not
guys
gonna pre-order.
play a lot of it on your
Yes.
Switch.
Yeah,
Right?
so the
I
difference
have.
between the Switch version
Yeah.
and this one is that the PC obviously will be better graphics lah, and it's at 60 FPS.
S60.
So are you gonna buy it after playing on Switch?
Apparently, Marv,
Hmm.
Sunbreak will come out together with it. As
Yep.
it's released on the same day as Sunbreak. Oh,
Yep.
okay. So Sunbreak is the expansion. So for those who don't know, and I presume Kwan doesn't know as well, how Monster Hunter works is that it always comes up with the base game first, and then the expansion comes out usually a year and a half later, which introduces a different rank. So Monster Hunter is spread into 3 different ranks: low rank, high rank, and master or G rank, depending on your Japanese or the English version. So usually the expansion will add G rank or master rank, which is like a whole level of. So you need to play through the base game before you can go to G rank. And we played the crap out of. I played the crap out of Rise. Yeah, Rise was the first Monster Hunter that I played when it came out. I know Marv has played since 4. Do you play 4U? Was it 4U?
I played since 3, I think. The one on the PSP.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I would like to get Kwan to get on Monster Hunter. I don't know. Do you think he would be into it?
Isn't it a very grindy game?
No.
Okay.
Grindy?
I would say that yes, to some extent, Monster Hunter is a pretty grindy game. I feel like we're having this conversation again because we told it to Joe. It's grindy because
Yeah.
the whole concept of the game is you
It's the same.
you grind monsters. Okay, that sounds wrong. You kill monsters to farm their parts, right? To make
Yeah.
yourself stronger. To kill
Yeah.
the next stronger monster to get his parts too. So it's in a way, yes, it's grindy, but the allure and the fun of Monster Hunter, it's not so much about the gearing. A lot of games is like, you want to get stronger, you want to level up, you want to increase your gear. Yes, that's part of Monster Hunter, but I think the fun part of Monster Hunter, it's mastering your weapon and learning how to own like
Monster.
a monster, right, so cleanly that you feel damn good about yourself.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
about being
It-
Rurouni Kenshin, Samurai X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Monster Hunter is one of those games that you when you watch people play, you're like, oh, okay, that seems okay, that seems grindy. But once it gets its hooks into you, once you understand the gameplay, the loop and the concept behind it, and you find a weapon that you enjoy, well, I tell you, it hooks you in. Then you play it.
You just say this lah, but I tried Monster Hunter World with you, right, Marv?
Yeah. So okay,
Right?
let me
Yeah.
just like quantify it lah. I think Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise, if you compare the two, Rise is way easier to get into.
Yes. Way
Even
easier.
like I'll just make one comparison. Like even the movement in Rise, it's so much more fluid. Even though it's on the Switch compared to like PS5, PS4, Xbox, and PC for World, right? Yeah, World is actually pretty clunky in terms of the movement, the fighting, the combat. There's one big difference in Rise, which is it's called the wire bug. But I don't know what you call it, skill. Yeah. It basically lets you grapple, in the air. You can grapple almost anything you want, and it pulls you up. So
Yep.
Yeah. It's the Batman grappling hook.
yeah, so just that one mechanic, right, makes a whole lot of difference. And I would say
It's so good.
overall, it's easier to. Okay, I would say War has a bigger emphasis on grinding and farming as compared to Rise. Rise is a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you could finish Rise, right? Like finish as in like kill all the monsters, get your BIS weapon, BIS gear in 50 to 60 hours if you know what you're doing. In the base game, you can't do that with World. No way.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. Okay, but anyway, I think maybe Marv, we will have this like segment every time. Sell Monster Hunter to every single guest that comes on our show.
I get sponsored, man.
Yeah, we think it's sponsored. Man. I would love to be sponsored by Capcom. Last one is, I don't know whether you guys saw this, but it is actually Project Athia, which is actually a game called Forspoken, which is a new
Yeah,
IP.
yeah.
Did you see
I
it?
saw that. Yeah, it was good. Like the otherworldly thing, right? Like she teleports from
Yeah.
this world to another world, and then she
Yep.
has a bangle that speaks to her.
Yes. Yeah. She's Shang-Chi. That's how after watching Shang-Chi, I was like, eh. This Shang-Chi, you're right, it's an isekai game, right? So like you're in one world, then she gets magically transported to another world, and it's
Yeah.
obviously a fantastical world. I think it reminds me of Horizon Zero Dawn. That
More
whole like
magical, lah, right? More
yeah.
fantastic.
But like it's like it's like your range character, girl, strong female character. Very Horizon, right?
That's to sell games, lah. Yeah.
Marv, do you see it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. I did.
Okay. So I think that's it for the TGS. The one thing cool about the Game Awards though was that this year the best game was split in two. So they couldn't give it to one person because this was the first time in history that
Yep.
Japanese Game Awards people couldn't decide on the game that they wanted to award the best game to. So they gave it to two of them. And those two games are Monster Hunter Rise and Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay. I still haven't tried the Ghost of Tsushima, unfortunately.
Oh my gosh. Such a good game. Mom also hasn't finished it. So
Yes.
to be fair.
We'll talk about it later in the one of the next segments.
Yeah. Okay. So what have you guys been like playing? Okay, I want to get Kwan's 60-hour review
Of
on
New
a
World.
new world. Yeah, I think he's played more in the new world than he's played in a lot of other MMOs.
Yeah. New World is quite an interesting concept. It's very Columbus Conquistador kind of aesthetic, right? So you go to a new place and then you're trying to colonize the entire place. It's what Chris would consider like Eve because you build everything from scratch. So there's no like vendor at all, right? So everything that you find, you build, you craft, goes into the economy and then that drives it. So that naturally lends itself to a very like crafting centric kind of game. So a few people in the guild have leveled solely or like primarily by crafting. They just in the town hub and then they just make stuff, right? And then like
Wow.
just fulfill certain like quest orders lah. So there's that, and there's a lot of like going around and gathering everything lah. So from chopping wood to mining to everything. What I like about, I mean, you all know I'm not a crafter. I'm not a I'm not a gatherer at all. So that's quite surprising that I took to it. I think what I enjoy about it is the combat lah. So the combat's quite it's a lot like ESO, like Elder Scrolls Online. But of course, with the ping being in the servers being in Australia and the ping being lower, that is a bit more reactive. Yeah. So I think that gets to me, and of course, it's primarily PvP. Right. So PvE.
How's the ping?
Yeah. Ping is about 100.
Oh,
which isn't too bad. Yeah, it's like WoW ping, right?
Yeah, same as well, yeah.
Yeah. But the good thing is that it's definitely like PvP centric, right? And it's like big mass groups of PvP, like open world, going to siege people's like fortresses and then like trying to take it over. Then if you do enough PvP, you can declare war, and that's how you take over like someone else's land, lah. Yeah, it's quite cool.
So
I heard that when you declare war on another faction's territory, then that faction gets to respond to tell you what time to attack, right?
Yeah. So I think you have a like vulnerability window, right? It's like you decide the time and place, right, to go to your two gangs come together and fight.
Damn cute, yeah. Like I declare war on you, but wait, you tell me what time.
Yeah, fight now. No. We fight later. 8 o'clock. Here.
It's
Meet
very
me here.
medieval. You must think about like must get the supplies there. You must do your survey of the land, right? It's a bit more, yeah lah. It's a more medieval style of warfare lah, I guess. Yeah. So
I have a question. Is
yeah.
it classless?
It's so yeah. It's a bit classless, meaning like you don't choose a class at the start, right? You just pick a weapon, and then after that you go through the different ranks of the weapon, gaining new skills as you gain experience on the weapon lah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like Guild Wars too. Sounds like Guild Wars too.
Eh,
In that
yeah,
respect.
yeah. But this one, you can pick up any weapon, whereas
Yeah.
Guild Wars, you still pick a class, then you choose a weapon, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a bit like ESO, where you pick a class, then you have some base skills, but your weapon skills are you can pick anything. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. And you have, so you mentioned that you're in a guild.
yeah.
Is there some
yeah.
is it some random Singaporean guild?
It's some of us from secondary school like just came together, and then
Oh.
yeah, Chris is there.
Okay. And so when you level up, so you're telling me there are some people who are just in town and they've never actually like gone out and fought mobs before.
Or like that's not so normally. Let's say for a while you primarily level through questing, right? This one is
Yeah.
like you're questing, but you're fulfilling like crafting orders. So like for example, they want you to gather like
Yeah.
150 like wood, or
Okay.
you need to craft this particular item like 20 of them, 30 of them,
Okay.
and you go and collect the resources, and then you go and like craft it lah.
And are the fortresses that you mentioned, are they all player built?
No, the fortresses are not. Um,
Okay.
that's set, but you can upgrade the fortress. You can give it some like hot oil, or like new barricades
Yeah.
or something lah. Yeah.
So are the fortresses tagged to the like faction that you belong to, or is it like a guild buys the fortress? Then that's
Okay,
your
so
fortress.
you start off with the entire map being unclaimed, right? So sort of
Yeah.
like back in Columbus's
Yeah.
time, you need to go and claim the land, pay like a certain amount of
Yeah.
gold, buy the land, and then as
Pay
usual
to
lah,
do
right?
so.
Yeah. It's a very capitalist idea. Just buy the land, right? Thinking that you can own it. So you buy it, and then after that, it becomes yours. And then there's some perks to owning a land, lah, right? You can set the tax rate, like the trading tax rate, the crafting tax rate, the property
Wow.
tax rate, because you can buy houses, right? You can buy, and then you pay. Then whatever revenue you get goes to your guild, lah. So you can accumulate wealth that way, lah,
Yeah.
to finance whatever other wars you want to run. Yeah. But then to take over that settlement, someone has to attack you enough times, do enough PvP quests to raise a certain bar, and then once that bar is full, you can declare war. And then, like Marv says, you pick a certain time, and then you go to war. And then,
So you do you want to go to war?
if you want to take over that particular like a settlement that's
Okay.
not yours, then you obviously
Right.
want to
So you
lah.
need to fight it. You need to like fight it enough to the point where you can go to war.
Yeah. You need to
Do
fill
that.
a particular bar, like a threat bar. Yeah.
Oh. So how has Uncle Jeff gonna earn your money?
How does Uncle Jeff? Okay, so interestingly, there's no subscription for New World.
Yeah, just
Right, so
it's 40 USD, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
I
flat
think
fee,
so.
right?
Yeah. So for now, there's no subscription, but we obviously
now.
know he might want to go to space or Mars, so he might charge us
He is
money
going to space.
again.
Have you seen
Right?
his rocket?
Yeah. So they haven't done that, but there's an in-game cash shop where you buy like the usual skins and like aesthetic items in game lah. Yeah. So no pay to win yet. Hopefully they keep it that way.
Is it like ESO in that regard, the cash shop?
Yeah, it's like ESO, but obviously not as developed lah. ESO has
So do you think
years.
do you think they took ESO as like its inspiration? Most of it?
It's a bit of a mix between ESO and Guild Wars, right?
Okay,
So if you
yeah.
play Guild Wars, there's that world v world like concept, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think they took a bit from there, but I think they definitely ironed it out, and like for example, the war is 50v50. You not like
Yeah.
Guild Wars where it's like it can be
It can be
hundreds of
huge.
people versus 20 people, for example. Yeah. So and the 50, if I'm not wrong, the guild that owns that settlement can pick 10 people. The rest are all randoms that have signed up, and they just pick.
Oh.
Yeah. So the
So you
attacking
can't
guild is
have
the same.
like all 50. So you
Yeah,
can't
you
just
can't.
choose 50
Yeah.
of your. Oh, that
Correct.
sucks.
I
I
think it's
guess
to
it's to allow
balance.
people to join
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, it's also to provide some balance.
Do they get like if I'm a mercenary, do I get like a fee? Do I get payment for joining your battle?
That one I don't know. We're not at that
Okay.
level where we can declare war yet. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Are you thinking? Do you think you're gonna play longer?
I think so. I just as how you tried to sell me Monster Hunter Rise, I probably want to try to sell New World to both of you.
I think as long as
I don't. What to
there's a
hit?
good community playing, then most
Mm,
games will fly lah, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all about playing
Apparently,
with
it
real
hit
friends.
1 million sales, right? I think
Yeah, it
100
peaked at
concurrent players.
800
1 million.
over concurrent 800k concurrent players. It's
Yeah.
like
Wow,
it was the
that's a lot.
second highest concurrent
That's
players
great.
on Steam, I think. In the last, I
Yeah.
think the last month or something, lost only to CS:GO. CS:GO had 900 plus k lah, which
But it's
yeah.
CS:GO is always like hovering
But
over a million
but
anyway.
you gotta also understand that it's like the first 2 weeks.
First, two, yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
drop.
So obviously there's a lot of
It's-
hype. A lot of big streamers were
Yeah.
playing it. Because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
watching Esmond Go lah.
Yeah.
Was he playing it?
Yeah, he's playing it. Then he was so on the server that he wanted to start on.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Each server
He
only
couldn't get in,
has
right?
each server only has a capacity of 2,000. After he created his character, he was at 10,000. The queue.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think the first day a few of us were in the queue also, and I was in the queue. My queue was like 5,000 something. I waited like 3.5 hours to enter the world. Yeah.
oh my god.
So after that, the next day we rewrote another server that allowed us
Low
to
pop lah, right?
low pop server. Yeah, so you could just log in, and it worked out very nicely. Like I think people were tired of queuing, and then they came over. So
Yeah.
now we have a good
You know,
healthy number.
the funny thing is that I think I saw a comment on Reddit who was saying that to prove that all MMOs will have server problems, Amazon, the guys who made Amazon made this game, right? They
Yeah.
own the servers.
Yeah.
So if they have issues with servers, like every MMO will have issues with servers.
So actually, like we were talking about this in Guild today. Would you rather like have overloaded servers or the server shutdown, the constant restarts, like
Oh,
or
nobody
some
play.
some MMOs have launched that way, right? Quite like disastrous launches. Whereas this one is really you can play. The game works fine.
Yeah.
It's stable. I only got disconnected
weird.
like once. You just need to re-roll another server. There are plenty of servers. Just don't roll on the servers that are totally like 20,000 people trying to fight for 2,000 spots.
But I don't get why. Did you guys already like decide on a particular server first? Is that what happened?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Then when you guys are waiting for Chain Harvest, you guys didn't have a conversation with each other, man. Let's switch to another server.
Yeah, we
No?
did the next day or the very next day. Like initially we thought that the server capacity would rise,
the
right?
weight would drop.
Yeah. But it didn't like I think they want to maintain that stability. Yeah.
No, I mean you're right. Like I would rather have a stable game than and wait 3.5 hours before I realize I need to reroll the server, than opposed to like being able to get in but then crashing every 20 minutes. Of course,
Yeah.
nobody wants that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Eventually they added new servers too.
Yeah, they did. They
They
opened
had no choice.
a
They
ton
just
of new
like
servers.
yeah. Because if you think about it, 800k concurrent. If it's only 2k per server, that's
It's
a
400.
shitload of servers.
400 servers.
Yeah.
400 servers. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
So Amazon has also preempted the problem, and they have promised to allow like free transfers lah.
Yes, in
So
the
people
future,
can
right?
start another. Yeah. I think within next week they have said
Yeah.
within 2 weeks of
So they're
launch.
saying go start your account.
Yeah.
I mean your character on a new server. Then later on you can transfer to
One
your
you can
friends.
Yeah.
So the other
Yeah.
thing I wanted to ask also, it's okay. Obviously I've not played, right? I've only watched, but I heard one of the problems is that you cannot choose where you want to start.
Yeah.
When you create your character. So
Yeah.
so this is one of the solutions that they had to prevent like the starter. Like okay, for example, WoW, when you the new expansion, then the whole starting area will be like just like freaking 1,000 people trying to click on the quest
Yep.
giver, right? So what they did, Chu, was that they randomized your starting area, your level 1 starter area, and you can't choose where you want to start. So you start if you play with your friends, you may be like on the other side of the world, yeah, right? Something like that. Right?
Yeah. But to be fair, it's easy to run and meet
To each
in the
other.
middle.
Run to each other.
So it's like old school WoW, right? You have to run from your starting area to the main Dionysus or like Stormwind or
Yeah.
River. Yeah. It's also a lot of running lah. There's no mounts in the game, right? So you
But I
run
saw,
everywhere.
I still saw some streaming. The whole starting area is still flooded with people.
Yeah, I mean, with so many people
Imagine
starting
if
again.
everybody started in one area.
Yeah.
Is the map very big?
It's okay. I think for
Can you
2,000
give us
players,
a comparison?
give you a comparison.
Like okay, like comparing it to okay, like WoW. Let's use WoW because we all play WoW, right?
Yeah.
Compared to like Elwyn Forest, like use that as a guide. How big is the entire whole map?
I think okay. Let's say vanilla WoW, right? There were two areas, right? There was like
It's in two
Stormwind,
continents.
two continents, right? Eastern Kingdoms and
Kalimdor.
Kalimdor, right?
Yep.
So I think
Yeah.
it's probably like Eastern Kingdoms, like half the world of WoW. At the moment, like, or it feels that way, lah. It's probably half. Yeah.
I think having no mounts will help also lah. It'll
Yeah,
definitely make the
having no
world feel a
mounts.
lot bigger.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Won't
You gotta
people,
link
is
it.
that fast travel?
There is, but you have to pay a resource to fast
Hey.
travel. Yeah, so that resource is quite hard to come by also.
Walao.
Put
Yeah,
in
so
your
it's
credit card
money.
number here and then you can fast travel. That's how they're gonna
No, but
make
you
money.
can't buy that resource. You have to earn it, right, in game.
Yet.
This is Amazon we're
Wait,
talking
Uncle
about,
Jeff,
okay?
Uncle Jeff needs to earn it. But to be fair, right, the amount of money they're earning from this game, right, is nothing.
Yeah, I mean AWS. Come on,
Yeah.
the revenue
Yeah.
is just from storing data.
No, but they put in a lot of money to make this game lah, because they scrapped
And,
2 other games, what? They
Yeah.
announced 3 games,
And
right?
I'm
Like,
amazed it
like a few years ago. So
Yeah.
they scrapped the other 2 and they only kept New World.
I mean, if you want to think
Yeah.
about it, this is the first successful game by Amazon Games, lah. Right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it worked. Wow. I honestly, like, a year ago, everybody was saying this game is gone.
Yeah.
It's,
Exactly.
it's going to be cancelled. And then it came back. And it's maybe you wouldn't use the word good, but it's competent. Right? Would you say it's competent?
I would say it's good. I say it's good. Yeah, I would say it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I mean, good. We have to see like how long it lasts, lah. Basically, right?
Ah,
Because
fair
that's the
enough.
mark of a good MMO, right? Whether it can continue to drip you content good enough that makes you want to play. But for now, it seems like at least the gameplay wise is competent enough to keep its player base.
I think for
Yeah,
me
yeah.
and for a lot of people, it's the end game. Like the leveling experience can be great, but if the end game is shitty or it's non-existent, then it's very hard to
Yeah.
keep you engaged, lah. Because I mean, MMOs they all want to do one thing, is to be a time sink, right? They want you to spend time in their games. That's how they get their numbers, right? The unique users who logged in. Yeah. So if there's nothing to log in for, then yeah, it's like our experience with SOTOR lah, with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's the main draw is of course PvP lah. I think if you're a PvE player, if you're looking for the huge raid, the 20-man, 40-man
Not
raids,
for you.
this is not the game for you lah, right?
Actually, I'm
This
surprised there is no endgame PvE leh.
Yeah. I
No,
think initially when they were planning this game, it was meant to be PvP only, right? And the PvE
Wow.
content was tagged onto it.
Oh, that's very brave.
Yeah, but it's not bad because I mean the mechanics are slightly different, right? You can block, so your tank can get threat, but the amount of threat generation abilities is
like
a bit is
Yeah,
lower.
it's not like
so,
it's not like your WoW effect.
So
Yeah,
how
it's
does
not
like
like
a
WoW.
typical dungeon go? Do you still have the trifecta?
you
DPS
still
too?
probably need a tank like for your bosses. You still have your DPS and you still have a healer. So the healer there's only one healing weapon. So all healers have to use that particular weapon to heal.
So sad.
Yeah.
That's
So healing
what's the
stuff.
weapon. Oh no.
Yeah. So a bit like ESO lah. Yeah. But so you definitely need to block. You need to dodge the boss's attack. You know.
Yeah.
You need to.
Is there
yeah lah.
telegraphs?
It's more like Dark Souls where the
Oh.
boss has certain patterns of attack, right? Yeah. Non-telegraph. There's no like blinking blue area.
Yeah, but he will like
Yeah.
move his hand, then you got style.
Yeah. Then you have to
Wow,
tell.
that's
Yeah.
brutal, man.
Yeah. But pretty okay so far lah. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Should join us.
I don't know about that. Okay.
Christian is gonna try it out. I think
Yes.
now.
Really?
Yeah.
Because WoW is
Is he gonna join your
WoW is
server?
under maintenance, so he's gonna try it out now.
That's the only way you can get people when
PvP
your
centric.
main.
That's how we sold it to
Actually,
Chris.
it does sound up his alley because
Yeah.
Chris and Mark play a lot of PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark, what have you been playing or doing or whatever?
Playing.
WoW?
Obviously, I've been playing WoW lah.
Even right now.
No. WoW's under maintenance now, so I can't be playing. Yeah.
Also, that's the reason.
That's why we're talking on a Tuesday, guys.
Why do you think I choose Tuesday?
Wow, I didn't know.
I've been playing some Pokemon Unite, obviously.
Mm.
But it's more of a, play 1 or 2 matches a day kind of thing. Okay, you all played Legion, right? Yeah, we all played Legion together. Do you
Yep,
remember
yep,
the
yep.
Mage Tower?
Mm.
Do you remember the Mage Tower mechanic?
Yeah. In
So
Dalaran, right? Yeah.
Right.
no, the Mage Tower was in the Legion. I can't remember what's the name of the Broken Isles. So you had to. It was like over a period of time. Then we built it up, and then we reconstructed it. And then every class had a challenge. Every spec had a challenge. And then if you complete the challenge, you unlock the special transmog for your artifact weapon. Do you all remember?
Yep.
Maybe
Oh,
some of
okay,
you,
yeah,
maybe you
yeah,
didn't do
yeah.
it lah. I think Ian, Chiu, you didn't do it, but you might have heard of it.
Mm.
So
I've heard it, yeah.
and there are 7 different challenges for all the. It's not like every spec has one, but there are 7 different challenges, and the specs are all spread out over the 7 different challenges. So they're actually bringing it back to Shadowlands, but in a time walking version. So it's next patch. They said we're bringing back Mage Tower time walking, and the challenges apparently will still be the same. You will scale down, like time walking, but the rewards are all different lah. So there's this special reward where you complete all 7 challenges, and then they give you a. What do they give
Mount.
you? They give you a mount. Yes.
Mount.
So obviously I want to do it, right? Yeah.
What this mom better be damn good. Are you writing Arthurs or something?
No. It's a flying book. It's a spell tome that flies. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit lame, but you know me lah. I just want to collect it. So
You're
Very
completionist.
yeah, so I've been gearing up my characters because to complete all 7 challenges, you need a minimum of 3 characters to cover all 7. Yeah. I've never done the tank one, and I've never done the healer one, so that's gonna be very interesting for me because I don't really heal, right? That's why I level also why I level a
Ellie,
paladin
right?
lah. Yeah, I'm gonna try the heal one on the holy pally. Then I need to level up a 3rd character to cover the very last one because hunter and paladin just nice cover 6. All 3 of them don't overlap. So the 3rd one I'll probably do a rogue lah. Yeah. So
Because you're almost used to it.
yeah, but it also means I need to level my rogue
DH?
to max level. DH doesn't cover that last one. That's the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, if not, I would do DH. Yeah, so I've been mainly playing WoW. I mean, the guild, they've been trying to progress in Mythic, but we had a bit of a setback lah. Loss of like maybe 5 or 6 people over the last 2 weeks to FF14. Yeah. So we killed the 4th boss, the 4th Mythic. So there are 10 Mythic bosses, right? We killed the 4th boss, right? Then the very next day, right, like 3 or 4 people quit. So they say I'm done. I don't want to read anymore.
Is it because FF launched the new expansion or something?
No.
Yeah.
FF is in a slump. I'll talk about it later. But
Okay.
Yeah. But I also think it's because a lot of these people who leave, it's their first time doing Mythic.
Oh.
Yeah, or it's their first expansion doing Mythic. And Mythic reading can be quite extreme lah.
Yeah.
I mean, the 4th boss they wiped like 120 times. Yeah, over like 5 raid days, like 12 hours. So some people, I would just say some people are not cut out for Mythic raiding lah. It's too sian for them. It's too boring for them. Yeah. I'm sure Jamie will have some harsh words for that, but she's not here today. So.
I mean, it is true, right? Maybe not cut out is not the right word, but more like some people are just it's not their cup of tea. They're just not. It's not something they enjoy.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, when we did the Mythic raid last year, I mean, I also was very sian whenever we were spending hours just
When there's no
fighting, right?
progression, right? When there's no
Yeah.
progression.
What got us through is the chats, the private messages, all this
Hey,
kind of
Sakushi is
stuff.
playing
Sakushi
Duel.
Yeah, I
just-
see. Welcome, Kristen.
Kristen just went online. Okay.
Yeah. It's not for everybody, lah. Then the hours that you need to do to prep to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So, but Marv, you're not reading, right? Are you?
I'm reading.
You are
So
Mythic, right?
they got me in. Then because they
Yeah.
lost so many people, right? They had no choice, right?
Yeah.
So they brought me in lah. Then
You asked Sherilyn for permission.
yeah, I mean she's letting me read. So I read. It's only twice a week lah, so it's not too bad. It's like 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Most of the time Meredith is asleep already, so it's fine for
Yep.
me. It's fine for her also, I guess. And yeah lah. Then Shirley most of the time she will be playing WoW also next to me, like playing on her own account. Yeah, but reading okay lah. You know me lah. I mean you guys know me. I enjoy reading in WoW. Like it's the
Yeah.
main reason
Yeah.
I play WoW. If I don't read, it's very hard for me to continue playing WoW.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe if the raid group falls apart, then I'll just come to New WoW.
Okay.
Time for me to
Go
make
for-
the
go-
ad in the chat group.
So this is a good segue into what I've been playing. So I have recently got back into FF14. So the reason why I did that was because Endwalker. So the new expansion Endwalker is coming out in November. So it's so now and you guys all know this lah. The 3 to 4 months leading up to a new expansion is like the worst part, right? Of a MMO. It's like nothing. The content drip is very little because they're just all gearing up to do. So literally everybody in FF is taking a break. Okay, if you play FF since Shadowbringers, you'll be taking a break now. But I guess the people who are moving in now are people who are experiencing the content for like the first time. So they have a crap ton of content. So the difference between FF and WoW is that WoW is trying to find a way to shrink the content that they have from like previously at 120 levels. Now is what 60? Mark 50?
Yeah, 60.
60, right?
Yeah.
FF has not done that. They've taken out some quests, but it's like 40 quests out of 200 main story quests or something like that. So it's still it's a big commitment in terms of that, but it's a bit more easy to get into. So I will play Endwalker. I have played every single FF14 expansion just cause even if I don't get into endgame content, which in FF is called Ultimate and Savage. Savage is their version of Mythic lah. Basically it's the same thing. I will still play it because I like the story. So I just treat it like a
Single player game.
new number, yeah, like a single player FF content, which it is, right? The whole story. Honestly, that's why people like FF, and some people play, and that's what the game director said. You know, you play FF. Once you finish playing FF, you can stop. That's what your ship says. You should stop and play other games, which is very interesting concept for MMO designer to do. I won't talk about Kena Bridge of Spirits, except that I have been playing it,
Is it
and
good?
I think it's so good, bro. It is short. I think if you like play it normally, I think it's like 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours. But
Oh,
I
okay.
like the fact that it's short, right? It means that like I can be done with it once I'm done. But I would say it is and it's like playing a Pixar movie.
Yes, I've heard this. Yes.
It's I mean, you guys have watched the skill up video, right?
Yeah, original.
Okay,
I haven't watched it, but I know he recommended it, right?
Yes.
The
It is
studio
really good.
was
Like,
originally
animation studio.
Yeah.
So when I showed to, it's one of those games where I would say I could tell Marion to sit beside me and she can watch me play and she will enjoy it as much as I do. That kind of game. Because there's no game, there's not a lot of gamery stuff. Like, like or go to like, backtrack to collect this particular, open this chest box to take this out. Then it has a lot of words. It's a very simple game, like a platformer fighting, like a adventure action game. And everything has its purpose. So it's very, very linear in that sense. But if you want, I think I think Kwan will enjoy it actually.
And the narrative was quite good, right? That's what.
It's a Pixar game. It plays like a Pixar game. Yeah. So I recommend that. I want to get your comments on the new Star Wars series that has came out on Disney Plus. So
So
let's
we're
go
going
through
into
this.
what we're watching recently.
Yeah, what we're watching recently. So for those of you who are listening in, recently Disney Plus released a new Star Wars animated series called Star Wars Visions, which is basically what they did was they gave the Star Wars IP to 6 animation studios in Japan. They asked them to craft like a series of shorts
Was it
for the
6?
Star Wars.
Not 9, is it?
No, it's 6. It's 6 animation studios, but they crafted 9 shorts. So
Okay.
a couple of them had more lah. The more famous ones, I guess, got more. So we're going to go into spoiler territory because we're going to go through each episode, and I want to ask you like what you thought of the episode, just very briefly. Doesn't be too long if you can remember it. And then So I'll just go through the episodes, and I'll try to give through an idea of so you can remember it, lah. The first episode is called the Duel. In Japanese, it's called Duel. Literally, I'm reading the Japanese, right? Duel. And it's, you guys remember this one? It's the black and white one.
Yep.
With the umbrella
Yes,
lightsaber.
the umbrella lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think?
like it.
This is my top three. One of my top three.
Yeah. I think the
Yeah.
art style was interesting. The merging of, making samurais,
Mm.
a samurai movie with lightsaber or samurai cartoon with lightsaber, fun, right?
Mm.
It's just a very fun
Mm.
concept. Yeah, and I think the art
Mm.
style was I like the whole, like, the only colors that you saw were from the lightsabers, right? Everything else was
Yes.
kind of like black and white. Yeah,
Yeah.
very rustic.
Yeah. Marv, you have anything to say about it?
Okay, so it's probably a bit biased also because it's the first one we watched, right?
Yeah.
And I went into the series with okay, not really series, but I went into the, what do you call it, into Visions with pretty high expectations lah. Yeah, because I enjoy anime and then I love Star Wars, so I was like, wow, it's like a marriage of two things that I love. So
Yeah.
the first one was, it kind of blew my mind. I was like, wow, if this is the quality that we're going to get for the rest,
All of it.
I'll be damn happy. But
Yep.
then
Yeah.
the second
But
episode
then-
came along.
Okay. So before we get to that, I'll just give my comments. So, what do you guys think of the ending? Like, how do you interpret the ending when he reviews?
Oh,
the fact that
why
has
was he
been-
collecting all the?
Yeah, well, because so the ending is he. So those of you who are listening and not afraid of spoilers, he basically, this Jedi
Uses
kills
a red
the Sith.
lightsaber.
Uses a red lightsaber and kills a Sith.
Yeah.
Then it's revealed later at the end that he's been collecting Sith red kyber crystals from
Yeah.
their lightsabers, which kind of tells me that he's not a Jedi. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think he's because we've always heard of Jedi hunters, right? In all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
different, I think he's a Sith hunter. He's a Sith hunter in a universe where the Sith won.
But he's
Yeah.
not a Jedi.
Whether or not he's a Jedi, I don't think it matters lah. To me,
Okay.
yeah.
I think this is the only part series that doesn't actually take place in the Star Wars universe itself. It just borrows Star Wars ideas, but it takes place in a Japanese village.
Some random Japanese village. Yeah.
The rest of the animated studios, all animated shorts, all take place in the Star Wars universe, but this one is specifically like on Earth in Japan, in feudal Japan. Okay, going to Tattoo no Rhapsody. That's the name of the second one in Japanese. Tatooine Rhapsody. I know you guys have your comments on this.
Next.
Okay, give us the. Okay, so this one is a Jedi, a Padawan, right? He gets
Who was running away
he-
from
he
something
gets-
lah.
He was running away
Yeah.
from something, and then in the end he gets found by a Hutt, right? A baby,
Hutt.
a Hutt who basically incorporates him into his band, right? And then together they form a band.
Yes.
And then at the end of the day, what happens is that Jabba wants to capture this Hutt back, but then he convinces Jabba to let them play a concert, and the concert blows everybody away to the point where they're okay to release
Even
it,
Jabba
right?
is like dancing to the music.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Okay, so why don't you like Tattoo no Rhapsody?
I just said it. Jabba was dancing to music.
That's so awesome.
If you're a Star Wars fan, you're like, what? Next.
It's a cute. Okay. To be fair, the art style is very cutesy. It's very chibi.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, serious, right? I didn't like the art style, definitely. So that's one of the things that
Okay.
like put me off. And I felt like the story was meaningless to me lah. Yeah. And if the music was good, I could still forgive. But the music was bad. The singing was bad. The whole
The
thing
singing
was
was
bad.
bad. The music was okay.
Okay, the music was okay, yeah, but the singing was bad. It wasn't even a catchy song, so yeah. So that's why to me I would say this is my lowest. So it went
Okay.
from like one of the top 3 to my lowest rank out of the 9. Yeah.
Okay. Juan, what do you want to say about this?
I agree. I think looking at Jabba the Hutt, it was like this badass gangster in the outer rim, right? And then he's like tapping his tail,
Yeah, he's tapping his toe. Okay.
right?
Okay, so to me, right, the whole art style of it, the chibi thing, I'm not turned off by it. The moment I watched it, I saw the first scene, right? I'm like, oh, this is going to be a cutesy anime. It's not going to be like a very serious one. So when I saw Jabba like dancing his little tail, tapping the floor to the music, I was like, oh, that's cute. I know it's freaking Jabba the Hutt, right? He's like the biggest, baddest crime lord in the Outer Rim. But at the same time, I was like, oh, that's pretty cute. Okay. I know you guys don't like this. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on from this. Next one is Tsuyenzo. Oh, twins.
Oh, the twins,
Tsuyenzo.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
The
the
twins,
twins.
yeah. Oh, this one was cool.
I like this one.
This was
Actually,
like Gundam meets
yeah.
Jedi, right? And then for some reason they can breathe on top of their ship in outer
Yeah.
space without any
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah. They didn't watch episode 8, right? Where like Leia was no, they
Yeah.
watched episode when Leia was in space. uh I thought this was cool. Like so you guys are okay with like this episode that it's too beyond.
I was okay with it. I liked it because it came after Tatooine Rhapsody. So to me, it was like, wow, we're finally back to like give me
Yeah.
some real Star Wars. But I would say when I watched it, I was like, okay, this one may be my top 3. But as I watched the rest, then it slowly pushed it to like the middle. You know, so if I'm going like bottom 3, top 3, it's somewhere it's in the middle 3 lah.
Like
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
for me.
I thought it was a bit over the top. I
It
didn't
is totally
really
over the
enjoy
top.
it. Yeah.
They
It,
pulled the kyber crystal through the whole X-wing there. And then they used the
then she
kyber
had
crystal.
the octopus things, you know.
Yeah. No, and they used the kyber crystal to like blow a hole through the Star Destroyer. Right.
No, but
I
okay,
mean, if you can use a hyperdrive.
did y'all get the hyperdrive vibes when he did that?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's totally
Yeah.
like Last Jedi.
Yeah, maybe that's why I hate it.
So anything that references Last
Yeah.
Jedi
Last Jedi.
automatically gets a minus point for me.
Okay. Next one then. I enjoyed this episode, even though it's a little bit. As you can tell, I really like this series because I enjoy almost every episode. Next one is Mura no Hanayomi Yome, which
The Village
in the
Bride.
English translation it means the Village Bride. So in this case, okay, this is the one where
He was carrying his bride in the backpack
yes,
looking thing.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. And then so basically they meet bandits, right? Then the bandits capture them, and then it's revealed that there's basically another heroine in this show, right? Where it turns out that she's a Jedi.
She's like
So she
observing
basically,
the
Yeah, she's
the
observing the
indigenous
whole wedding
population.
proceeding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
But
there's
she
this older
intervenes.
right,
yeah.
who keeps saying
Yeah.
like, I think you're gonna do something. Are you sure you can just watch them?
Yeah.
It's like
This one
goading her
ends
on.
with the Rurouni Kenshin ending.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
At
The
the
one
end, the
stroke.
typical samurai.
So I like this one actually. Because she actually
Yes.
cuts off her own Padawan braid, if you remember.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she becomes a Jedi master. She becomes a Jedi Knight.
Like, she
by
self-proclaimed,
herself.
I'm a Jedi Knight. You know,
Yeah,
shouldn't
actually, what? Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I liked it because it was a lot. It was quite philosophical as well, right? The whole like one with nature, living in harmony with nature, and then not too preachy, like because it comes from that perspective of her noticing how the locals live in harmony with the planet, right? So that was quite nice. I thought it was a nice angle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the art style really helps it as well. I think it's the cleanest art style anime wise. Like it's the most as close to your idea of what anime looks like now compared to the other anime art styles. And obviously, like the first half of the show, she's wearing this like creepy mask, right? Then she takes it off, and then I actually thought when she cut the braid off, what she was trying to say was not that she was becoming a knight, but that she was not going to be a Jedi. That was my initial thought. Like she's like, I'm choosing to interfere because Jedi have this whole idea. I mean, maybe back then they have an idea of non-interference. But I thought the ending when her high heels became rockets.
Oh yeah, that was
You
cool.
guys- it's like so usually the samurai they will like move really fast and then they will swipe out their katana.
Yeah,
But in this case, because it's Star Wars, they had to do it with her high heels like flip the other way and then rockets shot out and then she swooped really fast and cut the guy's arm off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was like there was literally like only one action scene at the end.
Yeah.
And it was mostly just that guy shooting at them. And then all the girl did was just shoo, and that's all.
Oh, and the lightsaber was actually in the katana style, right?
Katana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys really enjoy. Marv, is this your top three as
This is
well?
one of my top three. Yeah.
Yeah. It is really good. I think this one of my favorite ones also. Next one. Q Nin Me no Jedi. So this one is the ninth
Ninth
Jedi. This is the one that
Jedi.
has been getting a lot of hype on Reddit. Okay, and what do you guys think of this? I won't. It's a very long story actually, but I'm not going to explain it too much.
It's my top three, but I know Ian
Yeah.
doesn't like that the girl is able to. As in, Kwan doesn't like that the girl can like use the lightsaber. But I like
Yeah.
the story, in
Mm.
because okay, I didn't know that. Obviously, you didn't know that they are safe, right? None of you knew they are safe.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was cool.
Yeah, so that was
The
cool.
review was
So
cool.
that was a twist. Like, I like the twist,
Okay.
and I like how the lightsaber like slowly changes color or solidifies when they
Based on
align to
their allegiance.
something, right? Yeah, I mean it's a new concept. It's not definitely not Star Wars like canon,
No.
but it was pretty
Mm.
cool. For a shot, I think it was pretty well done. Like the world building was pretty well done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I mean they had what 20 minutes to create a world. Okay, so basically the short story is that this Margrave, this guy releases he created 9 lightsabers and he invited 9 Jedi to come and take the lightsabers lah. But in the end, it turns out that 6 of them are Sith.
Yep.
Right, and so the other 3 are trying to figure out how to stop them. Yeah. So Kwan, what did you just was that the only part you didn't like? The fact that the person who delivered the lightsaber, who's the 9th Jedi in this case, could like fend off all these Sith.
What was interesting? Okay, for me, the art style was quite good, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're set up to believe that Margrave was evil, right, because of his mask, and
yep.
Yeah.
he looks like Sith, right? And then all
Mm.
these like what you expect to be Jedi aren't Jedi at the end. That was quite nice, right?
Yeah.
I like the idea of like lightsabers being a lost art, and then
Mm.
slowly being rediscovered, and then the sabersmith made it. So
Yeah.
that was an interesting concept. But like you all mentioned, I didn't like the idea that this young like this untrained little novice can pick up a lightsaber, and even though she's
Great.
not aligned to anything, she's so good at it, right? The scene that really got to me was when she was being chased by the droids.
Yeah, the 2 Jedi hunters, right?
Yeah, and then she
And then
could
she
turn
deflect.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, and drive backwards and deflect all the. I was like,
And then
what?
jump
Yeah.
off and then cut the speeder
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah, I know. She stood there and then she just.
Why didn't you defend your father? Like, why did you let him get captured?
Yeah,
You know?
but that to me is not a dig on the fact that she could do it, but it's just a leap in logic, right? It's just illogical that if you are so powerful,
Yeah.
why did you run away?
She's anime Rey lah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's
exactly.
anime Ray, which triggers Kwan.
Yeah. So
Not
anything
say the word Ray.
that references TLJ is just like, thanks. But the art direction is very nice. I don't know if you all saw like the end of the shot. There was this,
Mm.
the temple that they were at, and then they inverted it, and then there was light coming through.
Yeah, it looks
as
like
if it was
lightsaber lah.
lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
quite nice.
it is very good. It reminds me of old school animes. Actually, the art style is very old school anime. Every scene is very meaningful. Like it's
Yep.
not wasted space. So I think we all enjoyed this one despite certain lapses. Number 6, T0B1. Kwan, you didn't watch this, right?
I haven't watched this. Yep.
Don't watch.
Okay, so this is the.
Don't watch.
I knew Marv would hate this one. Marv,
I can tell you that you will
let me say
not
why
like
you
it.
will like it.
Ian Kwan
I
will
already
not
know.
like it.
I already say both of you will not like the 6 and 9.
Yes. No.
More cutesy shit, is it?
No, I actually
You
don't
didn't
like
like
6
7
and 8.
Okay, I know why. Because it's family, is it?
I like 7 and 9.
7 and 9. Because, yeah, okay. I get it though. But no, 6 is not cutesy. But the reason why 6 is bad is because
It flies against everything you know about Star Wars. Yeah.
I
So
knew it. The more I watched it, I
Ian
thought to myself,
hates
wow,
like Rey like characters, he's gonna hate this
you're
one.
gonna hate T0B1. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
okay,
agree.
do you mind spoilers?
I know. I go ahead. I don't think I will.
He's a
Droid
freaking
can wield the
robot.
Force.
He's a
Yeah.
cybernetic boy. He's a robot, and he becomes a
Yeah.
Jedi.
Yeah.
What the, you know?
It's
And he learns
Astro Boy
by
becomes a Jedi.
himself.
Exactly.
No, it is literally Astro Boy. It is Astro
He
Boy.
learns
Yeah,
by
it's Astro
himself.
He's
No,
built by a
master
Jedi.
does.
He's
Yeah,
built by a Jedi. Yeah, and then
who
it's like
intended
it's
for
as if
him to learn.
C3PO becomes a Jedi. You will hate
I
it.
knew it.
Okay.
I
So
knew.
it's in
Okay,
my
let's
bottom
move.
three, but I like
Yeah.
number 7. I actually like number 7.
Yes,
The
7 is cool.
elder. Yeah.
7. Yeah. What do you like about it actually?
As in, okay, so it was actually pretty slow, right? But then at the end it
But
ramps up
when
a
it
lot.
picks up,
Yeah,
yeah, it ramps
and
up a lot.
okay, obviously I enjoy the combat lah. It was done pretty well.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
gotta say, how did the Padawan survive? He got
yeah.
sliced in two, right?
But he got sliced in. The lightsaber of the old man is very, very weak.
Yeah.
Low
If
power.
Darth Maul can be sliced in two and survive, why
No, but he
not?
wasn't sliced in two.
You know?
He was just
He was
cut. He
sliced
wasn't
lah.
sliced.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I would say in terms of the fight scenes, this is probably the second best after the first one, after the
Yeah.
duel. It has the nicest fight scene, and then when he fights off against the Jedi Master, that part is it's like quite cool, lah.
Mm.
But to me, it doesn't really have that much. It doesn't have that much meaning, you know, Marv. It's just a cool shot. There isn't a story. I'm not really in it.
Yeah. It's a very
It
simple
doesn't.
concept of a master and a Padawan going to investigate something, right? Then they meet like
Yeah.
a Sith like creature, and then
Yeah.
the Padawan is off alone. Then he thinks that he can challenge the villain.
Yeah.
Then he gets cut down. Then the master
He gets
comes and takes
owned.
revenge. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
simple lah. Yeah. But it's fine. I mean, it's pretty Star Wars. Yeah. It's believable.
Mm.
Yeah.
Lope and Ocho, which is the
No.
number 8 one. That one is very Fast and Furious. It's all about family. Family.
So
What does that even mean?
So
So
TLDR for Ian, for
Yes.
Ian Kwan, this is literally a bunny,
yeah, he's a bunny.
anthropomorphized bunny, is
Yeah, who
adopted
gets adopted?
into this clan by the
Yeah.
clan leader, and then
Oyabun.
he's raised.
Oyabun.
She's raised as a daughter,
Daughter.
and then the other daughter, the human daughter, turns to the dark side, like goes with the
No, she joins the
empire.
Empire.
She joins the empire. Yeah.
So a bunny, a freaking rabbit,
Yes, a bunny in
is
human.
adopted, and he
Yes.
can use the force.
Okay, no, when you say bunny, Marv, she
know,
immediately thinks
she's
of like
literally a rabbit.
No, okay, think of it like
There's
a
a-
Twi'lek, but with a rabbit hair. It's not
No,
like a
so
Viera. like a
anthropomorphized.
Viera.
It's a furry episode lah.
Yes, it's a furry episode. It's a bunny in human form.
No. Okay, yeah.
Or
it is.
human
do
in
you know
bunny
the
form.
Viera? Do you know Viera in Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
she's a Viera.
yeah. So
She's a Viera.
Yeah,
it's a furry episode.
it's a furry episode.
No, but it's quite
the
serious actually.
the bunny fights the actual daughter because she's given the lightsaber of the family, like the family heirloom
the family
is a
weapon.
light. Yeah, and
The
then
family
the other daughter is like, "Why do you have that? It belongs to me." And then they
Yeah.
fight.
And they fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all the bunny wants is for the family to come back together.
Lame.
So that's why I say it's very
Lame.
Fast and Furious stuff. But okay, I knew that Kwan would hate this also, because the bunny can wield the lightsaber like a pro, and she's never touched a lightsaber before.
But
So
okay,
you-
so maybe we can also like just investigate why does this trope seem to always surface whenever Disney does Star Wars. This whole idea that the Force, anyone can just pick it up and like, as long as you're talented, you're amazing at it, and then you can do everything that
Mm.
previously we learned that, you need to go through harsh training
Yeah.
and you need to hone your skills and attunement with the Force.
Mm.
I don't understand. Why do they take this route?
Okay, to be fair, this is not Disney lah, right? It's done by the anime studios.
Disney approved, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's a different world, right? Like it's not canon. So, but I do get. I think there is a balance. So like I think you can say that people who are
Like the
talented,
Force.
who are gifted in the Force, should be able to wield the lightsaber, but definitely not at the level of proficiency that we expect from like a Padawan or a knight or a master. Right? It's just that when they're twirling their lightsabers, like a master can, or using the forms that we know, then we're like, dude, how can you? It's like a person who's. I mean, we use regular world stuff, right? Like if a person's good at math, right? Like a genius at math, but hasn't gone to school, you wouldn't expect that person to be good at like algebra or trigonometry just because he hasn't learned it yet, right? But they will be good at it once they learn it, right? That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I give you Kathleen Kennedy's number. You call her. Let her know. Hey, Kathleen, what's up, dude?
Can you
Okay,
please stop?
I like the last one. I kind of like the last one.
Yeah.
So the last
Oh,
one
I'm
actually
surprised.
has a bad ending. It's the only one that
Yeah.
has a bad ending. As in, okay,
It's
not bad
Anakin.
ending,
It's
but
Anakin.
yeah, it's an ending where the dark side wins. It's the only one out of the
Okay,
9. Yeah. So
finally.
I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought he was
Finally.
going to overcome his demons and then kill the Sith, and then
Yeah.
yeah, but he gave in, and so is like what Ian Chu said. It's literally Anakin. He gave in to the dark side so that he could revive a
Survive
girl, a
his lover.
lady. Yeah,
Oh
His
wow.
lover.
It's
yeah.
really
Yeah.
And then the show ends
Yeah.
with him like walking off with the Sith.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then and the person who's resurrected the love watching him leave and
Oh,
crying.
yeah.
she
So I was
doesn't
like,
die. Die of
I was like,
sadness.
yes.
No, she
No, she didn't die of
she
sadness.
resurrects. She gets resurrected because she gets
Okay, okay.
and then she just sees him leave. So I mean, it's quite cool. It's a cool ending. It's a cool ending. I feel.
Yeah, I do enjoy a bit of a darker ending.
Mm. Okay, so that's a lot of that Star Wars Visions. Anyway, I think it's worth watching. It's because the Star Wars Visions are so short that even if you don't like it, aka T0B1 or what's that Tatooine Rhapsody, right? It's
Very.
not. It's like 15 minutes of your time. You won't be like, oh, give it back to me. Yeah. So maybe before we go to something, I would Marv, how far have you watched Squid Game?
I finished it.
Okay, I feel like this is a good topic because a lot of people are into it now, but I haven't watched.
I finished
I've
half
only
of
watched
it
an
in one
episode.
day. Like, I finished 5 episodes in one day.
Okay, Kwan, have
Yeah.
you watched it at all?
I haven't watched Squid Game, but I watched Alice in Borderland.
Okay, so okay, without any spoilers, because Marv has watched both, right? Or you haven't watched Alice in Borderland?
I have not watched Alice in Borderland.
Oh, this is interesting. So we don't have anybody who has watched both. Okay, but okay, give us your non-review, non-spoiler, not
Jamie's
review,
in chat.
non-spoiler review.
She can hop on.
Okay, you can chime in, but give me your non-spoiler review of what you think. How Screen is at 9 episodes.
Okay, yes, 9 episodes. So what I know, in comparison to Alice in Borderlands, I don't know how true is it lah, but I've read online that the character development in Squid Game is like a lot better than Alice in Borderlands, but the action and the games itself in Alice in Borderlands are much better. So I think there's a balance there. But I think so in my opinion lah, without giving away anything too much, why Squid Game is like so famous, so popular, like it's the number one watched show on Netflix by far.
Yeah.
It overtook
In the world.
it overtook Bridgerton. I think Bridgerton was holding the first spot. Yeah, because
Bridgerton, my
sex, right?
gosh.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah. But now it's like far and away the most watched show on Netflix. Okay, so I feel it's because of what I just said just now, the character development. You actually feel a lot for all the characters, even the ones that are obviously the so-called
Oh,
villains. The
okay, even the villains.
the
Okay.
S hats lah. I hope I can say that. We probably won't get censored, but it's fine. Yeah. So the people that they were obviously written to be nasty for people to hate, you still feel for them.
Okay.
For me lah. I know. I talked to Jamie about it. She also watched it, and I think like one day, she feels that a lot of them were not relatable, but only like I think she only likes like 2 of the characters. Yeah, because they are very raw and they don't like they're not like because of a show then I'll do the right thing, that kind of shit, which is what the main character is. So he's a very
Yep.
flawed character. Okay, let me give like as non-spoiler as possible. He basically so Squid Game, like, do you know the concept or what happens?
It's the same as Alice in Borderland, basically, Kwan, except that they come in because they are in debt.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
So they want to
everybody
win. They
in
want
the
to win
game
and get
is
out there.
like in huge debt, and then they are offering them a lot of money lah. But
Yep.
all the games are deadly. So the main character, he is in huge debt because of gambling, and you actually see like his progression from the start where he's like trying to borrow money, trying to get more money, taking his mother's ATM card, that kind of thing. And he progresses through the 9 episodes where he still wants to win, but then in the process of going through the games, he like kind of changes a bit in his character, and he starts to be more like empathetic towards other people lah. Yeah, but which is I think the one point. This is the one point that Jamie says that is damn fake because people don't change so fast over like a few days and then suddenly become so good.
Jamie
but,
being the
but traumatic
cynic.
experience
But yeah, Jamie's a cynic, right? Yeah, so she likes the other character where he's kind of like an asshole throughout the entire show. Yeah, because she said people are like that. You know, there's like I think it's if you've converted to Singapore dollars, it's like 30 million or something like that. 34 million. Can't remember how much.
Right.
It's like 400 billion won lah. Yeah, then she's like, for the amount of money, right? Nobody is gonna be altruistic. Everybody's gonna be an asshole. Everyone's be out for themselves. And no, you don't kind of arrow. I'm just like saying your point of view, Jamie. Don't worry. Yeah, which I agree.
No, because
I agree. It's more realistic that people are not going to be good. Yeah, but at the same time, it's a show lah. So I did say like, you know, like I was like talking to her also. I say like some things you just need to turn off your brain and then try not to think too much about it. Just enjoy the show. Yeah. So I would really suggest that you all watch it.
I'm
even
definitely watching.
yeah, it's 9 episodes. I think about 1 hour each. The beginning is a bit slow because they're like building up the.
I just watched the first episode only, and it was slow, but it's not that slow. Like it's okay.
Yeah, it's not very very slow lah. Yeah, I see. Like
Yeah.
Jamie is saying, it's not just money; it's the face of death. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're in
Then
literally mortal
wouldn't Jamie
danger.
even hate like Alice in Borderland?
She
Because Alice
she
in
started
Borderland-
watching Alice in Borderland and she says it's better than Squid Game to her lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the characters
I
don't
like
change.
Borderlands. Alice in Borderland was good. I think
Yeah.
the entire
Games are very
games and the twisted nature of those games and I think
it's
a lot of
super-
the episodes in Alice in Borderland had a lot of like major twists, right?
Yes.
Like
yes.
how they solved the game was quite interesting. Like propelled the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
like the storyline is better in Alice in Borderlands because Squid Game I would say there's only like 1 or 2 twists at the end. Yeah. The rest of the
You know the main
ways-
character's not gonna die, right?
So-
You know the main character's not gonna die.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
It sounds like Squid Game is more drama, right? Like you're looking at character development,
Yeah.
the changing of how he learns and,
Correct.
and gets enlightened. Whereas like Alice in Borderland is more like a thriller crime kind of thing. Like how do I solve this game, right? All these things are stacked against me. How do
There
I
you go.
solve it? Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie says to Squid Game, no twist one.
No twist one.
There
But
is.
sometimes you watch it not to know that there's a twist, but you watch it because you want to see the
Yes.
characters
Human.
grow and develop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part. I mean,
Correct.
some people don't like that, but some
Yeah.
people enjoy that. Like
There are
I
also,
think
like-
about Alice in Borderland. Yeah, go ahead.
There are also like clues along the way as you're watching Squid Game.
Yeah.
That
Because you're trying to
If-
figure it out, right? What's
if
going
you're
on in the game.
observant, you will guess almost everything before they review, which I did. So
Oh.
within like the first 3 episodes, I told Charlene like, this guy damn sus. Like I think he's the one. I think he's the mastermind. Then by the 4th episode, I was like, he confirmed the mastermind. Then when they revealed the mastermind at the end of the series, I was like, hey, see. But to me, it's fine. It doesn't detract away from the experience of enjoying the show.
Charlotte must hate you when you do that.
No, okay, she suspected also lah. Yeah, and it's not just that. There are a lot of other clues that they sprinkle. It's not like a show where they don't want you to find out. The clues are actually
which is
all
Alice-
out in the open. You just have to be observant.
Okay, smart enough to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, but if people are like just vegging out and just watching the show, then you won't notice lah. Yeah.
okay, that's the opposite of Alice in Borderland, by the way.
Mm.
Because Alice in
Yeah.
Borderland, Alice in Borderland. I think the interesting about the thing about that show is that you as a obviously the participants in this game have like no idea what's going on, right? They are like totally lost. They are trying to figure out how to survive. But the thing about it is that even as an observer, like when you're watching the show, because you're also trying to think of yourself, right? What the heck is going on? You figure that you can solve the mystery. But the thing about Alice in Borderland is by the end of it, you're still going like, what the heck is going on, right? And like even
Yeah.
because it ends. Okay, Alice in Borderland ends with a cliffhanger. Right, it does because there's a season 2. But I think Alice in Borderland is like it's a fantastical world in the sense they get transported. It's not like Alice in Borderland. It's not like Squid Game where it's like in the real world. Like Alice in Borderland is like they get transported to. It's like isekai. They get transported to a totally different world.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Yeah. But I think you can watch Alice in Borderland. Then I watch Squid Game.
Yeah,
and then we
it's
can,
on my-
come back and compare notes.
It's on my to watch list lah. Yeah lah. What Jamie said, Squid Game is simplistic. Alice is super unpredictable. Yeah, you don't watch Squid Game because you want like a mind blown kind of thing. You just
Yeah,
watch.
yeah.
Okay, I compared it to Game of Thrones, like the first season. So it's like
Uh,
it's like the Korean Game of Thrones. You just don't know who's gonna die and when. Yeah,
uh,
yeah, and you watch it for the
uh,
character development more than the action.
and if you think Squid Game is Game of Thrones, wait till you watch Alice in Borderland. Wait till you watch Alice in Borderland. I want to know how you think about it when you watch Alice in Borderland. Okay, but
Yes.
anyway, enough about. Yeah, go. No, go ahead. What?
Go ahead, go ahead. Let's move on.
Hmm. Um. Any last thoughts regarding what you've been watching or what you've been playing before we move on? No. Okay, because I really want to get into this actually. I'm going to skip five for now because I do want to get into a bit about what Kwan is doing now in school. But I actually thought it'd be a fun exercise to. I was listening to another podcast recently. There's this. Do you know Kind of Funny Games? So it's they are ex-editors of GameSpot and IGN, and they form their own podcast. But basically, they make predictions. They made predictions for one of the episodes for like something's gonna happen 2 years from now. So I thought it'd be fun to think about what are our predictions for 2023. So 2 years from now. So what you think will happen by or on like end of 2023? Okay, so and this can be a range of topics, whether it's gaming related, like whether you think, whether you think the Switch Pro is going to be out by then, for example. That could be a one thing, or it could be something like totally unrelated to gaming. That's fine too. Okay, so I said to prepare three or four, but we can just go with as many as you guys have prepared lah. Um, so, and you guys and people who are watching in, you guys can also agree with us whether you think these predictions are true or not. And then maybe in 2023 we'll come and check, whether we've ours is correct or not. Do you guys want to start first, or do you want me to go first?
We can just go one, like the
Yeah, we can
cards.
just go on one. Yeah,
Okay,
and then we see
did
how
you
it.
classify them by like games, movies, books, or whatever?
No, no, doesn't matter.
No,
Just go
okay.
as you.
Okay. I guess I'll go first. So
Yep,
by
sure.
2023, right? So you're saying end of
Yeah.
2023?
It can be by, it can be on, it can be, and yeah.
Okay, I'm
You can even go.
predicting.
You can even go beyond a little bit as well. 2024.
Okay,
That's fine.
I'm predicting and I'm hoping that it will come true. That the the whole X-Men, the Fox, those that were under Fox, X-Men, Fantastic Four, will all be in MCU by then. And I'm gonna throw a bonus in. Sony will somehow allow the Sony universe to be merged with the MCU. That means we will get
So Professor X
permanent
can go back.
like Venom and all that. That's what I'm hoping for.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know,
Mm.
man. Sounds the
So
first one, the Fox one is obviously gonna happen, but the Sony one is like a pipe dream at this point.
you're hoping
It's
that
also
Disney buys over Sony lah.
I
that's
don't know
not
like
gonna
whatever
happen.
like buy or they merge their rights or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I think they can. I don't think it's out of the. I mean, they did it with Fox, so I think it all just boils down to how much, right? How much is Disney willing to pay
For
Sony
the
for
Spider-Man
the?
franchise.
Yeah, I mean, they already have their own, right? You know what I mean? It's just a matter of. So to them, it's like to Disney, their Spider-Man is Tom Holland,
Mm.
right? Do they
Yes.
need Andrew Garfield?
Yeah,
Maybe
Andrew
even
Garfield?
Spider-Man anymore.
Yeah, no,
I
as in
guess
Anyone
we'll
like
find
wants
to
out.
most
it.
people,
We will find out
to
in
most
December.
people, Spider-Man is.
Tom Holland.
I would say now. I would say now. If you ask the random person, they would say Tom Holland
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah. He
Bye,
is lah.
Tobey Maguire.
That never happened.
Hey, actually, to be fair, 1 and 2, Spider-Man 1 and 2 is pretty good. Isn't a
Yeah.
good movie,
Yeah.
right? Okay. I don't think that's unreasonable though, Muff. What you're saying.
Yeah. I'm
Let's hope
hoping
it
it
comes
happens
true.
lah.
I'm more excited for Fantastic Four though. Like, can you finally give me a good Fantastic Four?
I believe under Feige we will get a good Fantastic
Yeah,
Four.
for sure. Who do you think will? Do you have casting choices for your Fantastic Four?
Chris Evans
Yeah.
for Human Torch.
You can't read again.
It's
You
alive.
look familiar. You look familiar. Did you used to have a shield?
I don't know. I don't have any casting choices lah. Not now lah.
I would have casted Reed Richards as Benedict Cumberbatch. I would have casted Benedict Cumberbatch as Reed Richards actually. Don't you think he fits that whole?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see
Yeah.
that.
Definitely not Jessica Alba as
I would
what's her
cast
name?
Hey,
I would
why?
cast
What's the woman?
Gal Gadot as the Invisible Woman if she
Woman?
wasn't already uh
Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. She can be Wonder Woman and Invisible
I
Woman.
don't know if they have a non-compete contract though. So
Maybe Henry Cavill can be Reed Richards. Gal Gadot can be Ben Affleck will be the Human Torch.
no.
And Jason Momoa will be the Thing. That's it. We got it already. The whole DC.
Jason
This
Momoa, I think, is definitely a possibility.
possibility, right?
How about
Yeah.
Ezra Miller as the Human Torch?
No, not no, I mean, but Human Torch is supposed to be like similar to Spider-Man, right? In the sense they're very like brash, very
Yeah.
talk
But
jokes all the time.
he's worse. He's a hothead,
Mm,
what? Yeah.
yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
Yeah. Have you all seen the sorry sidetrack a bit? Have you all seen they released a teaser picture of Supergirl's suit?
No.
No.
For okay,
Is it
so she is going to be in the Flash movie.
Hmm.
The Ezra Miller Flash movie.
but
Yeah.
she's not the Supergirl from the TV series, right?
No, it's a different girl. I can't remember her name, but it looks like they're going with one of the comic versions where the top part of her shoulders are just a solid red color. Then the crest is and the
Mm,
costume is the same, like the same texture and graphic as the Henry Cavill suit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And in the comics, right, there's a version where she's wearing pants. I know Ian Kwan will be like, well, what's this? Changing the costume to
I mean,
but yeah, she's wearing
if it's
pants.
Disney, yeah.
Okay lah. I mean, it's fine, right? Not Disney. It's DC.
Uh,
DC.
yeah,
It's
DC.
DC,
Yeah.
yeah. But we don't know yet because they've only shown like the top half.
Top part, right? But it would look weird with like, cause that material is like body hugging. It's like a bit mesh, right? It would seem weird with the shorts, which is like cotton and fabric that you normally see. It's like very the old school Supergirl is like very cheerleader, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's a cheerleader outfit. So
American,
I can
yeah.
totally imagine them like changing to pants, and I don't think it'll be. To me, it's just who you cast.
Okay, yeah. So it's pants. I'm gonna show
Oh,
you guys a picture.
it's pants.
It looks like it's pants. Hold on,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised lah.
I'll just add it here.
Okay, let
Give me a
see.
minute. So it's the top half, like I said, the shoulder onwards. It's all red.
Oh, I don't see it. Are you posting it to the
I'm gonna put it
Discord or the
on
Twitter?
Discord.
Okay. Oh,
Can you see it?
is that her? Is that her?
So that's the new Supergirl.
Okay lah. I mean, it honestly looks like Superman's costume.
Yeah. Her name
Yours is-
is
Man,
Sasha
oh.
Kale.
Kwan is not gonna like this Supergirl. He's gonna be like, Supergirl is not blonde. Supergirl is not pretty. Supergirl is not.
Doesn't matter anymore, right? Everything is just being retconned anyway.
Is her abs like fake?
Yeah, I mean the costume has built-in abs. Right?
That's so. But her abs look so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway. Okay. All right. I'll go next unless Kwan wants to go. You wanna go, Kwan?
Hey, go ahead.
Okay. This is about games. So I will say this that I think by 2024, I don't know exactly when 2024, WoW will no longer be the top MMO in the world. But not because FF14 or ESO or GW will kill it, but because Blizzard has committed seppuku. All right, has committed suicide with their own franchise. I think MMOs live and die by their content, and I think Blizzard Activision is going to shift towards mobile gaming. So on top of that, I'm going to say that I think by 2023 we'll have 3 more Blizzard games, but they will all be on mobile.
I mean, there's already one coming out, so that's 1 out of 3 that you got correct.
Yeah. So that, I mean no. So I would say that on top of Diablo Immortal, they're going to announce 3 more mobile games.
I'm gonna segue from your and just add to your prediction.
I'm
gonna
count as
say-
one of yours also.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that in the next few years, Blizzard Activision will toh. They will
Serious?
die off.
Wow.
Yeah. This is my hope and dream, so that they will make space for other game developers to rise to the top.
Ooh.
Right? Because I'm very tired of like having Activision and Blizzard like just rehash whatever classics that they've done before and then not really come up with anything like original in the past few years lah. Other than Overwatch, right? Which again.
Which is dying as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
correct.
Do you
very
see the recent backlash over Overwatch 2?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
same.
like they're
It
like,
looks exactly the
oh, it's a
same.
new skin. It's
Yeah.
a skin, not even a good skin.
So
Yeah.
I'll give my 2 cents. I will say that I'm very sure in 2 years' time, Blizzard Activision will not be dead.
Yeah, I
Because
also don't think it'll be there.
they are Blizzard Activision. Don't forget there's the
Mm.
Activision part. Call of Duty makes way more money than most. Like you can combine a few different big franchises, and Call of
Yep.
Duty will totally just like own them. Yeah. So if anything, Activision will prop Blizzard up
Yep.
if Blizzard starts to fail. Yeah, and I would say that Blizzard has their own share of fanboys that will continue supporting them no matter
Yeah.
what. Yeah, I'm not one of them,
I agree.
definitely. No,
No,
I'm
I
serious.
agree.
I'm not one of them. Yeah, like if the game sucks, I won't play. If it's fun, then I'll play. For me, I don't play because I care about the company or what. Yeah,
Because
for Blizzard
it's
lah.
fun.
Yeah, so I don't think they will fail. I think they won't be the biggest MMO too. Like I agree
Okay.
with you. I think WoW will not be the biggest MMO in 2 years' time if they continue on this path.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though they are big, but they are still the biggest by a large margin, right?
Yep.
But I think MMOs can die really fast.
Yep.
Like in terms of like just if you don't release content for long enough time, right? That you will literally just die. It will just go from like how many do they have? 12 million?
I mean, okay,
13
so the
million?
peak was about 12, 13 million in Wrath, right?
Yeah.
And then within like one expansion, it cut into half, I think.
Yeah. So can you imagine if they continue this trajectory, it'll patok.
Yeah.
But I honestly think they're going to go into mobile. But I think that's their main focus really.
I think WoW-wise, it will depend on the next expansion. How good it is.
But that's
Because
only
if it's
going to come
good,
out in what, a year?
next year lor. I mean, I
They
think so
announced
lah.
it. They haven't
No,
even announced,
but
right?
it's normally 2 years. So WoW, Shadowlands
Yeah.
came out last
Shadowlands came out
year,
this.
September,
Oh, was it last
October.
year?
Yeah.
Or has it been
So
that long?
it's
Wow.
been a year already. So most likely we will hear news of another expansion soon. And
Okay.
if it's good, it will keep it alive lah. I mean, look at Legion. Legion literally saved
Yep.
WoW after
Yep,
World
that's
of
true.
Draenor, right? Yeah.
And then everybody else, and then the rest
Oh.
of it pulled it down.
It'll be interesting to see what else they can reanimate and dig out in their classics to make
Yeah.
WoW relevant lah. They brought back Arthas already, right? So who else is there to bring back?
Arthas, not yet.
No. They brought the jailer, but the jailer is not Arthas.
Yeah, they haven't brought back Arthas yet. Soon
Yeah.
lah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
still want the Sylvanas.
They still have another button to press.
Is there another one? Oh, they brought Uther, yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So, Kwan, that's yours, right? You pick it back off mine.
That's more a hope than a prediction. But it's I would like to say that perhaps all these woke and sexual misconduct can do quite a bit of damage to the company also, what, right? So hopefully that breaks them apart. My other prediction is in 2023, PS5 will still be unavailable for everybody.
Are you serious? Like in 2 years? You
Hey,
think
it's been a
so?
year. It's almost a
No,
year
I
since
know it's been a
it's
year.
launched, right? And there's still
But
that
it's 2 more
shortfall.
years,
It's still a shortfall of chips.
Yeah.
Still don't have enough microchips for almost every electronic appliance out there. So
I would say 2022 definitely. Like next year, there's not gonna 2022 is gonna be very hard to find PS5. But I would think by 2023, I would assume that it would be
readily available.
Okay.
You can go to
Yeah,
a
you can
Sony
you
store
can
and
go
buy
to,
it.
yeah, that's what I would assume by 2023. But you might be right. I would assume that like in 2024, 2025, they'll come out with like a PS. That is around the same time where they'll come out with the Pro version.
Yeah.
Right, like usually like 4 years, 3-4 years into the life cycle of a console, they'll release the Pro version. So imagine they're about to release the Pro version and they still can't produce enough of the original PS5.
Honestly, you are not missing out much now lah. For now.
Yeah.
Because there are not
There's
many
not
like
enough games.
just PS5 games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would say by the next Spider-Man
Yeah,
game,
for sure.
you'll
Yeah,
want to
which
get a
is-
PS5.
For sure. There'll be Wolverine,
Yeah.
the new Monster Hunter,
Horizon.
KOTOR.
KOTOR,
Forbidden West, right?
Horizon is
God
next
of
year lah.
War.
Yeah, God of War. Yeah, so there'll be quite a
Yeah.
few But okay,
Horizon is the closest one, right? It's February, right? Or
yes,
something.
but it's
Yeah.
also available on PS4. But if you're talking about just PS5, I think 2023, maybe 2 years from now, you want to get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Chiu,
Yeah.
you sold off your PS4, right?
Yep, it's gone.
Yeah. So you get a PS5 in Japan, lah.
I'm going to Japan. Yeah, maybe it's readily available there. I'll go there. I'll be like, I'll take a photo, guys. It's everywhere. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Like, if anywhere has supply, it would be Japan, right? Okay. Marvin, go next. Number 2.
Okay, so gaming wise, right?
Mm.
I'm gonna predict that. Yeah, I'm hoping that by 2023, the Steam Deck is gonna be one of the like biggest gaming platforms.
We can all dream. As in, okay, so quantify biggest. As in, do you think it's gonna sell really well?
I think it's gonna. I'm hoping that it's gonna be like the Switch.
The Switch.
Yeah,
No.
but
Oh.
I'm hoping that it will be bigger than the Switch because of the type of stuff that you can do on it. Right, you can play almost all your Steam games on it. Yeah,
Mm,
I think the concept and the application of the Steam Deck
yep.
is really is kind of mind blowing lah. For I
It
mean,
is.
if you are a gamer that is really into the whole gaming culture, right? The Steam Deck sounds like a freaking dream lah,
Mm.
right? Yeah, and
Yeah.
if it's really as good as all the reviews have said it is, I think that it's gonna take gaming to another level. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, in my heart, I think we all want it to be good. We all want it to be revolutionary, but there's no way it's gonna beat the Switch. No way, not even close. Because the Switch, the reason why, even though this stupid thing is so weak, like its processor chip is horrible. It's so lousy, but people like it because it's it's for kids. I mean, like a lot of like families and people buy these kind of things.
Yep.
It's not for the hardcore gamer.
Do you think that ultimately like mobile gaming will just take over and
Yeah.
these platforms will just not be relevant anymore? Like who even like market share wise it'll be tiny. In 3 years or yeah. Like
But I
you
still
were
think
saying, right? 3 more titles from Activision that's just gonna corner the
yeah.
market.
I think there's still for now there's still a jump from here to here. There's still a jump, but it could be you could be right.
So the thing that the Nintendo has as a company
Games.
and as a platform, yes, over a lot of other platforms is their games,
Yeah.
right? So a lot of people buy the Switch because of the games that
Yes.
Nintendo puts out, and most of the time it's
Yeah,
like
software
only
company.
on
Yeah.
the Switch, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah, Nintendo is a software company first and foremost.
yeah.
They
So
just happen to sell Switches.
in that area, they do have an advantage. They do have like a crutch that they can fall back on because they can say like, oh, you want to play Zelda, you have to buy a Switch or you buy the Switch Pro.
Pokemon.
Yeah, you want to play Pokemon, then So they definitely leverage on that for sure,
Mm.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
I would say like just Pokemon alone is gonna sell like the help to boost
Yep.
sales of the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
I would buy the Switch for Zelda, for Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild 2, I would buy
Yeah.
a Switch if I didn't
Yeah.
own a Switch. Yeah.
That's how people that's how game companies earn money, right? Like they were saying recently that like PS5, Sony loses money for every PS5 they sell you.
Mm-hmm.
Not including scalpers, which we can talk about later. But in terms of like the actual monetary profit they make, they actually lose money. I think they lose like $50 for every PS5 they sell. But they get you on the games, right? That's how they earn money. I hope that comes true, Mo. I really hope, but I don't think it will.
Or at least be competitive lah.
Yeah. I think
Don't
I want to
do
be
a
successful.
don't do a what do you call that? They did the
PSP.
no,
PS
they did
Vita.
their Steam. They
Oh,
did their Steam PC, right? What's it called?
you mean the controller or the VR?
No, they did the actual Steam PC. There was like they released
Oh, did they?
a PC that is a Steam OS. And then after a while they just like forgot
Gave
about
up on it. Yeah.
because it didn't have a good uptake. Yeah.
No, I think the deck is different though. I think the deck will be because the deck you can see the future for it. Like there is a market for it. I think. Yeah. Okay. My second one is Star Wars related. Ooh. I think that okay, Marv is going to the toilet, but it's okay. We'll come out after that. I think that in 2023, by 2023, Disney will announce a new cinematic universe for Star Wars. All right, and it will be focused in a totally new era. So no longer in the Skywalker era. Probably High Republic because they've been releasing a
Yeah.
lot of things for High Republic. I think it'll be High Republic, and I don't think that the cinematic universe will be a trilogy. I don't think it will be. I think it will be similar to the MCU, where it's like a different series of interconnected films that maybe will one day meet, kind of like how the MCU does with their Avengers series and the remaining MCU. Like I think they're gonna follow the formula that they did with Marvel. Like, cause and there's been rumors that Feige's gonna hop onto Star Wars now. So I think by 2022 they'll announce that.
I don't think it's a giant leap.
Yeah.
I think the better question is, do we want to see that?
You definitely
Right?
also Mark
Do you
Mark
want
here, right?
to
What was
see
your
that?
prediction?
I said that I think in 2023 Disney will announce a new cinematic universe for Star Wars. And it'll be in a new era, probably the High Republic era. And it will not be a trilogy, but roughly similar to the MCU, a series of interconnected movies.
Okay. So sorry, when is the era you're predicting?
Like probably the High Republic era, like because there's a new series
That
of
means like
books
a
and
few hundred
everything. I
years
think they're gonna
before the
the
OG lah.
The Skywalker trilogy. Yeah.
Okay.
So Kwan,
Yeah, I
Kwan
think
said, does he
it's
want
not
it?
whether it's going to happen, it's whether you want that to happen.
Let me give you some input from what they have released so far. Have you read the
Yeah,
comics or seen the stuff that they've released? So they've
I've not read
released
any of the.
quite a few stuff in the High Republic era lah recently.
Yes, yes,
Comics,
the books.
kids, children's books, novels.
Yep.
I've heard that they are pretty good. I've seen like some of the comics lah, like look at the panels and all that. They're not too bad, and I would say that it's nothing like TLJ or what was it called? Yeah, I can't remember. What was episode 7 called?
Rise of
Rise
Skywalker.
of Skywalker.
Force Awakens.
Yeah, Force Awakens.
Force
So,
Awakens.
Uh,
but then
Hey,
again,
TFA was okay, guys. Don't shit on
but
TFA.
then again, it's a different
uh,
medium, right? When it's comics
Yeah.
and it's like children's books and it's story books,
Mm.
it's a lot easier to have good characters because you have time to character
Yep.
develop over a period of I would say
Yeah.
like the comics will probably take place like over a much longer time than 2 hours, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I would say if they can churn out something like MCU quality, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Because it's an era
Yeah.
that hasn't really
New.
been hasn't really been
Yeah.
explored lah. I
It's
mean
new.
they're just starting to look into it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then if they're gonna like destroy stuff that we love, like they're gonna bring like Darth Revan and then destroy him.
No,
change
I
into
don't
like
think. I don't think.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think they're going to go to the Old Republic. They'll go
Yeah.
to the High Republic.
if they do stuff that we don't know anything about,
yeah,
never
then
touched
maybe it'll be
before,
fun.
I guess it'll be fun. Yeah.
Which is what I think is good because I think with the sequels they shot themselves in the foot. They were fighting a losing battle from the start.
Yes, the fact that you destroy the EU, you burn the EU down,
Yeah.
and then you say this is the new.
And it's
You,
crap.
Yeah.
I would have really liked a more serious Star Wars. So I was just mentioning to Marv the other day that one of the issues that we have in cinema now is that everything is Disneyfied, right? There's always like a formula to making a Disney movie. It's cool. There's action scenes. There's some witty jokes here and there, right? And then something to do with family and like individual awakening, and then boom, you have a Disney movie. But I really like Dune. Let's just segue a little bit because that was really like just serious. Like it was just about the world.
Yeah.
It was serious about itself. It wasn't tongue in cheek about anything, right? And then like you could just geek out on like the sci-fi-ness of that movie. I would like to see that in a Star Wars universe. Like when we played KOTOR, for example, it was serious. KOTOR took itself seriously, took the lore seriously, explored the lore, expanded on it. And I think if they take that approach on Star Wars, maybe it might not be as popular in the cinemas, but it'll be definitely a very welcomed like addition to the entire Star Wars cinematic universe from people like us lah, who loved and grew up with the EU and all that lah. I don't know what do you guys think.
No, I agree, but I think that's the strength of not doing a trilogy. When you have a different series of interconnected movies, you can like have different tones,
Mm.
right? Like how you have it a little bit in Marvel, but a little bit less. Like certain shows are a bit more like happy-go-lucky, right? Like the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you have a certain series which is a bit more dark, right? And that's the strength of having totally different franchise, same franchise but different themes with
What's a
that. So I
dark
think
Marvel movie?
like to me the
Name
dark
one.
world the dark world. No, so it is like different shades of blue, right? It doesn't change to like black or
Yeah.
dark. But it's there's definitely like tone, like you can't say that like tonally Guardians of the Galaxy is similar to, okay, so like for example I would think like Age of Ultron more dark, is more dark in the sense that
Okay, I'll
there
give you an
is like
example. So it's like
there.
Guardians of the Galaxy versus like Winter Soldier.
Yes, yeah, okay, that's good. That's
Yeah.
a good example. Winter Soldier. There's
I
still
think
like
they're
jokes in
similar
Winter Soldier,
enough,
but
but they're also
Yeah.
different enough, right?
Mm.
mm.
Okay.
And I think they can do that with Star Wars. Like I would, I don't know whether the question is whether or not they want to have it focused on the Jedi. That's my biggest question for them.
Oh yeah.
Like, are you going to have all your new movies on the Jedi?
So I also want to see like, sorry, we go back a bit to Visions, right? What I didn't like about Visions is that every
Everything's
single
for Jedi.
episode had lightsabers in it,
For
and
Jedi.
also about Jedi, also about the Force. Yeah.
Not
I
really.
guess-
Tatooine Rhapsody didn't have it, and you didn't like it.
Well, he was still a Jedi, right? He was still a Padawan.
But my lightsaber didn't work. It couldn't press.
Yeah, it became a mic. It became a
Yeah,
mic.
I
Yeah,
mean,
right. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that it was all Force related. But I guess if you had, only like one or two chances to do something related in the Star Wars universe, you would definitely do something Force related, right? Because that's what
I
sets
think
Star Wars
their
apart.
main. I think they definitely have Jedi related things, but I would love to see not all Jedi stuff. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
This is
see.
the bounty hunter in Sota speaking.
But they already have Mando, so I don't think we need like bounty hunter things anymore. Like I would love to see other aspects of it.
Yep. So for example, there's the movie based on the Starfighters coming out, right? The X-wing
Ah, yeah. So something
Rogue
pilot
Squadron,
related,
Rogue
right?
Squadron.
Mm.
Yeah. So that'd be great.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we could even
Yeah,
do a
true.
war movie that focuses on Republic commandos.
Yeah.
Like make it R. Make it R.
Isn't that just Bad Batch?
I mean,
No, but it's R.
but
Rated
it's
R.
live action like R, set in like with a very war torn setting, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Band of Brothers,
Yeah.
but
Serious,
Star
take it
Wars.
seriously, right?
Yeah.
Be serious about it.
Make it very gritty,
Yeah.
make it very dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that
But
would be
it
great.
won't be too dark, guys. It won't make it's
Disney,
It's not
correct.
It's not gonna be too dark. It'll be dark but still humorous. All right, that's my prediction. Kwan, do you have your second one?
I did what? Right? I said
Oh.
the PS5.
Oh, okay. Then do you have a third one? It's okay if you don't. It's
I
okay.
don't.
Marv, do you have another one? I have one more. I have two more, but I'm just gonna say one.
You go ahead.
If you have another one. I have two, and then I'll just say this two very quickly because they are both gaming related. I think ESO 6. So do you guys know ESO 6 has been announced? Elder Scrolls, not ESO, Elder Scrolls 6. So the successor to Skyrim has been announced, and Starfield, which is their space RPG, will be a complete flop. I think Bethesda is the next studio to crash, and it
Didn't
won't release
Microsoft
in.
buy Bethesda?
Yes, correct. They did buy it, and I think it won't release in end 2022, but in end 2023, and ESO 6 will only come out in 2025. That's how far I think it's gonna come out. Like everybody's anticipating it's gonna come out like within 2 years. I said you guys are crazy. It's not gonna come out at all. And then when it comes out, it's gonna suck like Cyberpunk. Okay. And then my second one is I think the next iteration of Monster Hunter, that means not Sunbreak, the next iteration, the one that's meant for PC and next gen consoles, will be released in 2023 summer, and it'll be medieval theme, like more medieval, like European knights, how that thing. And
Knights,
yes, like knights, and it will be open world. So it will not be hub based. Like okay, so Monster Hunter is hub based. That means you go to a hub and then.
Choose a
But I
mission,
think not
and you
so
go
much.
out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not so much open world in a sense like an MMO, but more like Destiny,
Mm.
where they share like a commons where you can like go to the tower together and then everybody will be there together. Yeah, I think it'll be similar to that rather than
That's not
um
open. That's more like hub based, right?
no, but not
That's
if you know the current Monster Hunter world, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I know, I
super,
know. It's just
Monster
you
Hunter world
and
is like I mean you are in your hub and I think at most no world people couldn't even join you in your hub, right? They were all in their own hubs, right?
Yeah, correct.
They join you
Unless
on the
you're in the
quest.
same party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's only up to 4.
Yep.
So it's super restrictive in world. Rise, they can actually come to your village. So you actually see them run around your village, but it's only maximum of 4. Yeah. So I think the next one will be like totally hard, like will be much more open world. So you're right, it's not totally open world, but it'll be much more open world. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You guys were nodding your head, so I assume that you guys all agreed my prediction.
I don't really play Monster Hunter, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Marv, do you have any last predictions?
Not really. I think.
Yeah.
Wait. Before we go on from here. In line with
Yeah.
predictions, who do you think will win TI this year?
Oh, you guys haven't even been following the scene,
yeah,
have you?
yeah, I don't.
I have insider, but then at the same time that could work.
I just
against
want
me.
to know
Do
so
you
that
guys
we can
even
look back and then see whether you're correct or not.
do you guys even know the teams that are in it?
I mean, I know the famous teams lah, obviously.
Like, do you know
the
that
big one.
Nigma is not in TI this year? That means
No.
the Miracle Kuroki team,
No.
the one that won TI,
The one
that
that did the
that's,
what $6 million Echo Slam or something like that, right?
No, that's the one that lost to the one where we went to Marv's house and they lost to OG.
Ah, right,
Oh, so
right.
they are not even
Yeah.
in
So
TI this year?
then they didn't make it to TI this year. Yeah. So OG also made it to TI but barely. They had to qualify. They didn't even make it in through enough points.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. They were
Okay,
so
that's
but that's OG. And yeah. And this year TI has there's no spectators.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. So they cancelled all in-person tickets like
In
just this
Romania.
week, start of the
Yeah.
week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because
then
That's
the
TI is
expected
COVID
lah,
cases
right?
spiked.
TI is literally starting like what, tomorrow?
Next week. No, yeah, no,
next
no,
week.
6 October.
Tomorrow-
Yeah,
tomorrow.
tomorrow. You're right. Tomorrow.
Yeah. So
The
people
good
who
news
flew there bought tickets, bought like hotels and all that, right?
Yeah.
They go
Oh,
there,
They
then
man.
refunded their tickets.
yeah. But it's damn sad.
Yeah.
It's like one
Yeah.
week before,
You know-
5 days before.
No, I tell you what. You know what's blowing up in the Dota 2 Reddit now? So some teams they have released videos of their practice spaces that Valve has given. Not that, and it is so bad.
Oh yeah, I heard about
So
this.
some of them, and then they apparently they showed a side by side picture of people who scored the highest in points, their rooms, and the people who are lowest in points, their rooms. Very capitalism at its finest, and like literally the lowest team, right? They have no space to move. So like they're literally playing like this, like in this one small area, while the top teams have like gigantic rooms to play in. Okay, but if you want my prediction, the strongest team going into TI this year is PSG LGD. It's the Chinese team. The
Okay.
Chinese teams.
Which-
Actually, only PSG LGD lah is the strongest team in
So
China.
do you think they'll win?
No.
Who do you think
They
will win?
have
Or which team are you supporting to win?
OG again,
oh, I hate OG. I hate OG. They are so cocky. They are so cocky, and I don't know. They are so cocky, and I don't think Anna is bad. Is OG? Do you know the joke about
Yeah.
Anna?
Whichever team he
Is
goes
that
to
he
wins. Right.
no, he doesn't play the whole year.
Yeah, they
He-
take
you
him
know,
in
like-
at the last moment.
He just
and then
comes,
wins
he just
TI.
shows up like for TI, wins $10 million, $20 million, and he goes back home. That's how he wins. No, but he's not playing. He's retired already. So I don't think OG is gonna win because Anna is like part of the reason why they win. I think EG has a good chance. So I think I'll just give my podium. I think my top 3, right? I think EG, PSG, LGD, and one of the European teams. Maybe Virtus Pro will win.
Which teams are the Singaporeans on? The 2 Singaporeans.
Exercise is in EG.
Okay.
He's the offlaner for EG. And what's his name? Starts with a D. He's in a Southeast Asia team. He's in Shucks. Can you give me the team names? Teams in DI10. His in-game name starts with a D. I can't. Is it Thunder Predator? No, not Thunder Predator. Fnatic. Yeah. So Death. His name is Death. He's in Fnatic. DETH. Yeah, but I have a friend who plays competitive Dota, and he says that team not good. So he
Hey,
says
but they
Death
qualify for
is a
TI
good
lah.
player, but they qualify through Southeast Asia, which is
So you think
not the most
wait,
competitive.
Ice is on OG, right? You're saying?
Yeah. No,
So
EG. He's in
Oh,
EG.
EG. Okay. But you
He's in
think EG
Evos
will
Innocence.
podium? You say EG will podium, right?
They are the strongest. They haven't played in a long while. That's the thing. They haven't played since they qualified. But they have they qualified first.
Okay.
So that means they secured enough points first. They were the fastest to get enough points. But they're also in a relatively weak region. North America is very weak in terms of Dota and the competitive teams. So I want EG to win because I want RTZ, their carry to win. And Exercise also. I think they have a good chance of podiuming. I just don't know whether they'll win. They have a history of choking.
Okay. So to segue into the next topic, right? I would also hope that EG wins because I would like a Singaporean to be on like one of the biggest stage and win, one of the biggest prizes in gaming history. So how much is it? The top prize?
Is now is 40 million.
Yeah.
40 million.
So I would like that to happen because I would like conversation about e-gaming and esports, to be start generating conversation about it in Singapore lah. Yeah. So to segue to the next topic about gaming in Singapore and we have a teacher's viewpoint. You want to take over, Shu?
Yeah, okay, so like gaming, okay, so I was just thinking about it the other day. What did we used to game on when we were in school? I think most of us played when we want to game, we'll go to a LAN shop. Either you go to a LAN shop or you have a PS. Our secondary school time was PS2. PS2, you had a PS2 or console. Yeah, I think it was PS2 time. Maybe moving into PS3. And then of course you have your handheld games. Like the time was a Game Boy. Or I was just thinking that time. So, do you guys remember Tamagotchi? Did you guys ever play Digimon?
Yeah.
Yes,
Then
Digimon.
you put the two things and then
Yeah.
Then you press the 1 and 3. Press as fast as you can. Don't know whether it actually worked. Then the last thing you either shoot out 3 pieces of crap, right? 3 bullets. If you shoot 3 bullets, you win. If you shoot out 1 bullet, you lose.
yeah.
I was just thinking how do kids game nowadays?
I think in terms of mobile gaming, it's like everyone has a handphone, right? And given the pandemic, I think that's the only way kids can socialize already. That's the only way they can socialize, right? The only way they can unwind also, since they can't play sports, they can't, all your youth games are gone, your learning labs, your learning journeys are gone. So all you have is these kind of games. What I was really surprised by was that um, a lot of kids started playing that. What's that one? The sus the
Among Us. Among Us.
Among Us. Yeah. They were playing
Among
Among Us,
Us.
right? Yeah. Sorry,
The
I can't
SAS
remember
one.
the.
Hey, we played it,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, we played it also, right?
Yeah.
And they really loved it, and there was so much like social interaction, right? Where it's not about the gameplay, it's not about, I'm gonna hit shot you or whatever. It's really about all that trying to like crap talk each other and just troll each other, and it was really nice. It was so refreshing rather than them playing COD on their mobiles and then trying to just yeah. But interestingly, like last time, when you remember, I don't know if you played like CS last time, then you had to jump and then like crouch snipe the fella, right? Yeah, they could do that kind of stuff on their phones, which I can
That's
never understand how
insane.
they do.
Insane. Their fingers are dexterous.
Yeah, freaking like spiders.
So do you think that I mean we all know this as gamers, right? Like there are some games which you play for the experience and you can experience it by yourself, right? And there's some games that do that really well. But most of the time we play games for the social aspect of it. Right? The fun of playing with others. And do you think that mobile games just facilitate that better?
I think it's more a platform thing, right? Like I think
Yeah.
this need to socialize is common to whatever the platform, whether you're using a PS4 or during our time when we use like PCs or whatever, right? For them,
Yeah.
the common platform, the easiest platform that everybody can
Yeah.
get,
It's a phone.
and yeah, it's the phone, right? Your parents have to get you a phone, not like us last time. You go and get like a PC,
Yeah.
right? It's so difficult to get one. Yeah. So I think because of that, it allows that kind of social interaction, and therefore everybody just lands on that platform, and then all
Yeah.
they need to do is like it's a phone also. You don't even need to
Yeah.
be on. Yeah, you can just download Discord and play it at the same time. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's so easy, right? Like you can like literally just, hey, let's play. Then like
yeah,
four of you just sit in the same room. And
exactly.
then literally just have four chairs. You don't need any tables. Like last time with LAN parties, you need to like
Yeah,
set up your laptop. This one
and
you
you can't
just
screen the
plug it
guy
in.
on the same TV, right? Everyone of you have your own screen.
So do you have or do you know anybody who plays? Okay, let's start normal, like easy. Do you know like do you know your any school people your students who play
Okay, wait.
console?
You taught in secondary school, right?
Yeah,
So okay. So the age range is 13. No,
13 to
13 to
16.
13 to 16. Yeah.
Yeah,
So how many of them actually play on PC? Do any of them actually play on PC?
or PC.
PC.
Yeah.
I
PC super
think
low set.
in my what almost a decade experience, kids who have come to me and talked about PC games, I can count in like one hand or two hands
Oh,
max.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
It's a high stress gaming PC
Yeah,
gaming.
it is lah. It's more our generation lah, where you can
How about
afford that kind of.
consoles?
Yeah, it's
Consoles
nice.
a bit more, but definitely still not as common lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in your estimation, what is the percentage of okay all the gamers that you know that you have met as you know when you were teaching, what's the percentage of them playing mobile games as compared to anything else?
Okay, so what was really surprising for me is that even the girls were playing on mobile and they
Yeah.
were playing like COD, right? Because I think it's just so easy to just turn on your
Mm.
phone and then like, you can play during recess. Last time they could do it, right? So I think like probably if you're even interested in gaming, you would be
Mm.
playing it on your phone, right?
Yeah.
But if you're a gamer and you want to try other modes of gaming, like that, the barrier to entry was a lot higher. So
Yeah.
I can't give you a percentage, lah, but definitely if you're interested in gaming, you would have tried out mobile gaming. Yeah,
I think if we were in if we were in their generation, we would all be playing on our phones too.
For
probably.
sure. For sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I think one interesting thing that you just mentioned, like even the girls are playing,
yeah,
because during our time, almost no girls will be
yeah.
playing computer games, right? Video games or console games. I don't know about
Yeah.
you lah, but I would say all through my primary school, secondary school, I think maybe less than 5 girls I know play computer games. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's why
that's also
Jamie's so
because
special, right?
yeah, that's why Jamie's so special. Yeah. I mean, even
But
my
Jamie
wife is very
didn't play
special.
until
She's playing WoW
but she
right
didn't
now.
play until much later, right? She didn't play in school,
Yeah, true, true,
right?
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same lah, same as my wife. I mean, they probably play like I don't know Maple Story or Neopets kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But in terms of like actual games, okay, I don't want to say actual games because some people say mobile gaming is an actual game, but to be open or rather to be introduced to the world of gaming, the fairer sex they normally don't even touch it, right? They'll be like, That's not for me." Like during our time, I think most girls would be like, that's a guy thing, that's a boy thing." Yeah, which is
I think
interesting. Yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, I think during our time, like gaming was definitely a very nerd geek like activity, right? Like it's a very niche activity, whereas like nowadays gaming is just common lah. It's popular culture, right? It's popular to be a gamer. Like it's part of life. Yeah, it's kind of different.
Do you
Mm.
do you think it's a life stage thing though? Like in a sense, what I mean by that is like, do you think that as they get older, when they have more purchasing power, the gamers will eventually get into console gaming and PC gaming? It's like how I use the concept of food, right? When you're young, right? Yoshinoya and like Pasta Mania is like the best pasta in the world. Now you eat freaking Pasta Mania, I want to vomit. I'm not say vomit, lah. I don't say vomit, lah. But like
You
Pasta
wouldn't go
Mania
to Pasta
pasta
Mania.
is when was the last
Hey,
time
hey,
you went
I
Pasta
still eat
Mania?
Pastamania, okay, once in a while.
Yeah, you're the exception. But there's a, you get what I'm saying, right? Is that live staging? Like, it's just they don't have it now. They don't have the purchasing power for it, or they don't have the. But when they get older, do you think they will transition into it?
I don't know. I mean, this is something that. So why are we PC gamers? Because when we were young, we were constantly lusting after the next rig, right? Like you wanted the next
When
graphic
we were
card, you
young,
wanted
I
to
mean,
yeah.
it happens now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that there is that a bit of fascination and obsession that has been nurtured from young, whereas now maybe. But again, I think it's so much easier to develop games over
Mm,
the I know that
yeah.
you have that reach, right?
Mm,
Over mobile rather than trying to develop for PC especially. I think there's
yeah.
some incentive to develop for your consoles, right?
Yeah.
Because again, barrier to entry is lower. And now with things like Game Pass, all you need to do is buy the console and you have right a
All the games.
whole
Yeah.
plethora of games to play. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I
do
think it's so
wonder.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But then mobile gaming is also getting a lot more like the whole ecosystem we have now, right, with Apple Arcade and
yeah,
Microsoft Game Pass is that
yeah,
eventually cloud saves and cloud gaming will be a thing where like you can play FF7 Remake Part 2 on your phone,
yeah,
and then immediately when you get home and you want to play on your 4K TV, you just go home, press play. I mean, it won't happen with F7 Remake because Sony is a pain in the butt with that. But like other games, you can like play on your PC, and then like halfway you just pause or quit, and then on the fly you straight take out your phone. You can do the same thing again.
I
Do
yeah.
you
mean,
think that would be
Actually,
a real?
Pokemon
I would
Unite
read.
is a great example of it, right? You can play on your phone, and then uh, you can just seamlessly transition to your Switch.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
I actually think I really like the idea of Stadia. I think Google Stadia was a fantastic concept. I mean, okay, execution wise, of course, it's terrible, lah, right?
Yeah,
But I do think that's the future of gaming, right? That you could just pick up like a controller and then
yeah,
like transfer whatever you're playing on your phone onto your screen, onto your TV at
yeah,
home via cloud technology. Like
yeah,
I think that would be the biggest transition for gaming. Like whether or not I mean Google obviously tried to do it, but maybe they were a bit ahead of their
yeah,
time, like first mover disadvantage kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah. So you think everything will eventually be subscription based?
I don't think you will need hardware in your house. It will just be
Oh,
right.
Everything in
That's
the
the
it's just
cloud
you,
future.
now.
the only hardware, the most powerful hardware you need is your Wi-Fi router.
Yeah,
That's what you mean,
correct,
right?
correct. Yeah.
The more powerful your Wi-Fi router, but then stuff like then things that happened yesterday will kill you. You know when Facebook and WhatsApp. I didn't even know that it went down. Do you guys? Are
Yeah,
you guys
I don't
aware?
know. Also.
What
I
time did
knew,
it go
I
down,
knew.
guys?
Pretty late in the day, in the
And
night.
people were freaking out over it. I was like, guys, why are you awake? Why are you surfing at this time? Just go and sleep.
Okay, what was I doing? What was I doing? Was I doing work? I can't remember. Yeah, I think I was doing work, and then I wanted to. Oh yeah, I wanted to use WhatsApp to message somebody, um, in the gym from the gym lah. Then I was like, it's down. So I was like, okay, time to go sleep. So as I was walking to the bed, I was like, let me just look at Facebook before I go to sleep. Shit, it's down. I was like, never mind, see on Instagram. It's down too. So my last resort, Reddit. Reddit was up, so I
Yeah.
just went Reddit.
I thought it was M1, I thought it was my service provider that was down at first. But I didn't realize. I only woke up this morning. I was like, oh, it was down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. This is an interesting topic to think. I'll be interested to talk to kids like when they're like no. I just think of my kid. Like I'm kind of trying to imagine like Rebecca or Meredith in the future. What kind of gaming would they be doing?
Will they even be gamers? Dun, dun, dun.
Well,
I think they would. I
do
think
they
they
have
would.
a choice?
Can you imagine Cyberpunk 2077 to them is a retro game. The most powerful, most advanced game you can think of now. Star Citizen will not be out by the time they're
Yeah, it's
teenagers.
probably not.
Star Citizen, I mean, that's the only game that I know for sure will not be out.
You
But
scam another
everything
100
else will be a
million.
retro for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
But with regards to this, I think what's cool is that because gaming, for what Yang Guan has said, like gaming is so accessible now that
mm,
anybody can try it with their phones. It opens up like
yeah,
a whole new um, demographic. So I think
Yeah,
like the whole trope or the whole stereotype of like gaming is only for nerds, eventually I
yeah,
think will be eroded because
yeah,
when the boomers, leave and then we become the boomers
yeah.
and the
We're
new
not gonna
generation,
think.
generation alpha, right? Or the
Yeah.
zoomers and then generation alpha, when they become, our age, I think gaming will be way more mainstream, which
No, we're gonna have reverse trope. We're gonna be looking at them playing on their phones. We'll go, oh my gosh, you know. Now it's like, oh, you're such a nerd. Now, like next time we'll be looking at people playing on their on something else. We'll be like, oh my gosh, you have no idea of what kind of games you were playing back then. Or something like that. That respect.
yeah,
Uh,
back
Like
in my day.
yeah, it's
yeah,
like a Ready Player One kind of idea, right? Where everybody just
yeah, yeah.
retreats to the virtual world because we would have burned the world to ashes already. In the
Yeah.
Speaking about
I
old
don't think.
games,
Yeah.
I want to play Diablo 2 Resurrected.
I knew
Oh
it. I knew you would
no.
play. You say you don't want to play.
No, I haven't gotten it yet, but I want to play it. Leh.
No. Why?
I don't know. It's just okay.
I
So
I don't think you enjoy it though.
my group of friends from my previous work youth, I'm still in like a group chat with them lah. So
Yeah.
almost all of them have gone on to uh to
That's
Resurrected,
right.
and they've been like sending screenshots of the stuff, the loot that they get, and
You
then
can.
showing off like their characters. Then I'm like, wow, the nostalgia. Oh my god.
This is
Yeah.
how this is how Blizzard wins you
Yes,
now.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
This is how Blizzard wins. This is why they need to die.
this is why they don't die.
Yeah, they just keep this. Oh, remember what we did last time? Now we
Yeah.
do it again, but it's
With better
newer.
graphics.
Yeah, that's how
Instead
they
of
get you.
buying Diablo Resurrected, you should just buy New World and have a new experience.
Yeah, I think they're about the same price, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
$40 each.
Just wait for Immortal to come out, lah.
Immortal,
Free.
Just wait. Don't
different
don't you have mobile
mobile.
phones?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try it
Don't you?
for sure. For sure, I'm gonna try
Yeah,
it.
we're all gonna try. It's free. Just
Yeah.
play it. Yeah. All right. This has been a really, really long episode. Thank you, Kwan, for coming and talk. It's really fun. It was really fun to chat and
Yeah.
just hang out and talk about predictions. And we'll have you in 2 years' time where we review our predictions, whether it's come true. We'll talk about how much you hate the new Star Wars movies again. And how it doesn't make sense that they are so good at the Force still.
We'll find out whether you've scalped another PS5.
We'll all show our PS5s and we'll say how much we bought it for. Do you guys have any shout outs or anything you want to say before we close the episode?
Yeah,
No.
thanks for having me. Thanks for just planning the program and then just a fun night after stressful day at work. It's a good way to unwind with friends. So thanks. And I
Yeah.
hope that in 2 years' time we can have that conversation again.
No, like, we'll be 2 years. We'll have you soon. Yeah. But anyway, to
We don't have that
everybody
many
else who's
friends.
watching, yeah, that many friends was so sad. Maybe when this podcast goes up, we'll have more friends. We'll have more guests. But anyway, thanks for everybody else watching. Thank you, Jamie. It seems like Jamie is our only viewer. I can't see how many people are actually viewing, but Jamie is the only one that's actually physically interacting with us. So thank you, Jamie, and for everybody else who's watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed making it. See you guys. Thank you for
Go
watching.
watch Squid
Bye
Game.
bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, go watch Squid Game.